Yeah, guys.
No.
So, guys, that's not a political video again. You are in the right channel for real. So, we have Anubhav Jishu Chatterjee and bhai কেমন আছিস?
I'm sexy, man. As usual.
তো কি নিয়ে কথা বলবো তুই ইন্ট্রোডাকশনটাতে তোর ভিডিও তোর গান তোর মিক্সটেপ আর আজকে এক বছর হয়ে যাচ্ছে মানে যখন রেকর্ড করছি তখন না যখন তোরা দেখবি তখন এক বছর
Yes. So today is 1st November 2024 আর আজ থেকে এক বছর আগে আজকে 1st November that is Purulia's birthday and 1st November 2023 I gave Purulia the best birthday gift that anybody could give and that was 16 tracks, a mixtape, 723103, the mixtape. And as you like the mixtape, I don't know how to describe it because it so an ambitious project in my life, but I feel like I will try my best to give you all insight of how it was made, what the tracks mean. And as a hip hop artist primarily, I feel like it's my job to let you all know when I am paying homage to someone, when am I referencing someone else's work. So we're gonna start with that. But before we start, a few things I want to. Let's talk about that first.
So আমরা আছি এখন
Vaikunt.
আমাদের সামনে বিষ্ণু
Vaikunt.
বিষ্ণু যে পরম সেবা ওদিকে আমাদের মহাদেবের একটা পোস্টার বৈকুণ্ঠ যেটা গ্রাফিটি করেছে এখানে একটা ঘড়ি আছে but you don't know what time it is because you know what time it is.
Yes sir. Don't check the clock.
Don't check the clock. এখানে দুটো পোস্টার আছে যেটা দেখানো পসিবল
We'll show you afterwards.
দেখানো হবে আমাদের সরস্বতী আমাদের মিউজিকের গড আমাদের উইজডমের গড আমাদের ইন্টেলিজেন্সের গড
and
একটা পোস্টার আছে আমাদের ভগবানের টুপাক
Park was like Jesus. Nas wrote the Bible. And speaking of the Bible, again, there's a small poster of my mixtape 723103. So we know where we are, what we are doing. Let's talk about the album cover art for a second.
So before we start, তুই আমাকে বল তুই র‍্যাপ করা কবে স্টার্ট করলি? আর তুই কখন ভাবলি কি তুই এই অ্যালবামটা না এই মিক্সটেপটা রিলিজ করবি? লাইক এভরিথিং ওয়াজ প্ল্যান্ড, আই গেস.
Yeah, everything was planned, but I will say this a lot of times in this conversation, but 723103 was entirely ghost written. Like, আমি একটাও শব্দ কিছু লিখিনি না একটা বিট বানিয়েছি. Everything you hear, you see, you read, that is all ghost written by the universe. Like, literally, like, এটা যতই cheesy sound করুক, যতই preachy sound করুক, this is the real truth. Because এগুলো আমি পারবো না আমাকে যদি এখন কেউ বলে কি ভাই প্ল্যাটফর্ম মানে বিট রিক্রিয়েট করে দিতে আমি পারবো না অনেস্টলি আমি পারবো না বিকজ ইট জাস্ট কেম টু মি অ্যান্ড আইডিয়াটা আমার কেমন করে এলো আই রিমেম্বার জাস্ট রাইটিং দিস এতটুকু কি 7-2-3-1-0-3 হর রাত দিওয়ালি ঈদ হর দিন সামথিং লাইক দ্যাট I don't know কোথা থেকে ইন্সপিরেশন এসেছিল মেবি ইট ওয়াজ এমওয়ে বান্টাই দিস ইজ ক্রেজি বাট এমওয়ে বান্টাই ওয়াজ দ্য ফার্স্ট স্পার্কল কারণ কি ওর একটা গান আছে मुंबई 40037 पिन कोड मेरा रोड पे आके कुछ मेरा पता को भी छोड़ देगा तो it was like that so that pin code 723103 that stuck with me because that is something unique to me even ajgo puruliyate you ask somebody that pin code they will tell you 723101 103 ওটা হচ্ছে নামপাড়া পোস্ট অফিস তো 723103 that's how the title came and I wanted this mixtape to be something kind of autobiographical but at the same time I knew I will release this when I was 16 or I will make this when I was 16 so 16 years is not much of a time frame so obviously this is not the whole story but this is the first chapter or rather the first book as you could say
যদি তোর র‍্যাপিং ক্যারিয়ারটা দেখি তো ফার্স্ট 2020 তে তোর একটা প্রথম গান এসেছিল বানি 2022
না actually you're right 21 এ এসেছিল বানি that was like the original বানি ওইটা রিলিজ হয়েছিল রোহন ক্যারিয়াপ্পা একটা করেছিল 1 minute rap challenge ওইটাতে it was just on Instagram তখন আমি তিনটে গান রিলিজ করেছিলাম বানি something called 50 something seconds and there was another song called Hakikat. I released 3 songs just exclusively on Instagram, and tapura I released Vani, that 7-minute 23-second track. That was 2022 June 21st.
Okay, so Vani was up 7 minutes 23 seconds.
Yeah.
7 2 3. So everything is pre-planned.
Everything.
Okay, 7 2 3.
I feel like as an artist, there's a difference between vision and talent. I've told you this. There's a lot of talent in this world, a lot of talent in our town, but people lack the vision. So with talent, there is a limit. There is a limit, or rather, ki talent এর সাথে like grow করার একটা, like you can measure it. You can measure ki যদি একটা talented guitarist আছে, okay, if we can play bar chords, if we can do like crazy tabs and shit, if we can like make the guitar talk and stuff like Jimi Hendrix, তাইলে as a guitarist, as an artist, his talent has grown. But as an complete artist, যদি visionটা grow করার আছে, what happens is everything just becomes more intentional. That's the point. Intentional. Every word. যদি আমি একটা 1 সেকেন্ডের ব্রেকও নিচ্ছি between my words, that also has an intention behind it. So I feel like intention এই জিনিসটা আমার প্রথম থেকেই ছিল. Everything. বাণীর কভার আর্ট থেকে শুরু করে ইভেন লাইক বাণীতে কত সেকেন্ডের মানে টাইম ফ্রেমের কত গানটা কি বিট ইউজ করেছি, কেন ইউজ করেছি, কোন ভাষায় করেছি, কোন ফ্লোটা ইউজ করেছি, এভরিথিং ওয়াজ ইন্টেনশনাল।
And most importantly, the tribute you have given to many of the dead rappers.
Yeah.
But not going into Wani, Tapadur Kuka Babu, that Tapo in my Tapo Adonis was a remake.
Adonis was a remix of a remix of a remix.
Okay.
Adonis এর হচ্ছে like the main যেটা অরিজিনাল বিটটা হচ্ছে যেটা উপরে আমি করেছি, that is the beat by Jay-Z's The Watcher 2 গানের।
আচ্ছা।
আর ওই ওয়াচার 2 গানটা রিমিক্স হচ্ছে ডক্টর ড্রের একটা গানের দ্য ওয়াচার বলে। আর আমি অ্যাডোনিস করার আমার মনটা হলো কেন কি ক্রিড 3 বা ক্রিড 2 বলে একটা সিনেমা বেরিয়েছিল, ওইটাতে মাইকেল বি জর্ডান ছিল। মাইকেল বি জর্ডান আমার লাইক ওয়ান অফ মাই আইডলস। তো মাইকেল বি জর্ডান ওইটাতে ছিল, আর ওইটাতে অ্যাডোনিস ইন্টারলুড বলে একটা গান আছে, ওই গানটাতে সেম বিট ইউজ করেছে, আর ওই বিটটাতে র্যাপ করেছে জে কোল। And for some reason Dr. Dre, J. Cole আর Jay-Z তিনজনাই ভার্সটা স্টার্ট করেছে things and how they used to be for gangsters or things and how they used to be এটা দিয়ে। So that's how I started my track. And Adonis is also a reference to Drake-এর যে ছেলে আছে Adonis, and I noticed কি Drake-এর ছেলের ছোটবেলার এখন ফটোগুলো আর আমার ছোটবেলার ফটোটা কাইন্ড অফ সেম।
আচ্ছা।
So that is why I named it Adonis. Plus Adonis used to be a nickname someone gave me, someone you know. এই স্টোরিটা পরে
স্টোরিটা পরে না। তো যতগুলো র্যাপ মানে 7 2 3 মনে 3টা বাদ করে মিক্সআপটা বাদ করে ওয়ানি এন্ড অ্যাডোনিস আর মাই টপ 2।
আচ্ছা।
অলসো গোইং ইন মাই টপ 3 ফার্স্ট সেটা তো এক্সপোজার পেলি। যদি তোরা ফোনে শুনছিস একবার বাস চাচা চাচা পাড়া নাম পাড়া বারবার চায় বাদ। ওকে ফার্স্ট সো ইউ গট ইউর র্যাপিং এক্সপোজার, মানে টাউনে যখন সবাই জিসুকে চিনলো, নট দ্য অনুভব চ্যাটার্জি। সো ইট ওয়াজ দ্য সং ফার্স্ট। সো ফার্স্ট নিয়ে কিছু বল, দেন উইল বি মুভ হেড টু ইওর মিক্সটেপ। ফার্স্ট
প্রথম।
সো ইউ হ্যাভ এ লাইন প্রথম থেকে প্রথম আমি। সো লাইক এটা ক্লেম করছিস যেটা তুই কি তুই সবকিছু তুই সবসময় প্রথম। সো হাউ ইউ আর প্রুভিং ইট লাইক ইন ইউর ডেইলি লাইফ, অর কি করে প্রুভ করবি?
আমি লিখেছি বিকজ ইট ইজ প্রুভেন অলরেডি। আমি লাইক ফার্স্ট অ্যাজ এন আমি ছোটবেলা থেকে লাইক একাডেমিক আমি অনেক ছেলে ছিলাম, পড়াশোনা তো একাডেমিক ইন দ্য সেন্স কি আমি যখন ক্লাসে এক্সাম হতো তো ফার্স্ট আমি আসতাম। And anything else, like anything I put my mind to, কিছু না কিছু করে আমি ওটাতে এক্সেল করতাম, whether it was dance, whether it was taekwondo, whether it was singing, whether it was drawing.
যদি taekwondo তে ছিলিস এই ফ্যাক্টটা আমি আজকে জানলাম।
taekwondo আমি taekwondo ন্যাশনাল খেলেছি, আর কিছু এখনো ওই টিম ওই ওয়েস্ট বেঙ্গল রিপ্রেজেন্ট করে ওই যে ট্র্যাক স্যুটটা ওটা এখনো আছে আমার কাছে, মাঝে মাঝে ঘুরে মানে ওটা পরে বেড়ায়। তো এনিথিং আই টাচ ইট টার্নস টু লাইক ফার্স্ট। তো ফার্স্টের ওটা ফিলসফি ছিল, প্লাস অ্যাট দ্য সেম টাইম ফার্স্ট ওয়াজ my debut like
Debut.
এটা আমি আর ওইটা আমি debut में मैं देबू that's the thing
আচ্ছা তো হিপ হপ জার্নি লাইক যখন ছোট ছিলিস ডান্স থেকে স্টার্ট হয়ে গেছে ওই ব্রেক লাইক আই হ্যাভ সিন দ্যাট গোলু গোলু যিশু গোলু গোলু অনুভব চ্যাটার্জি ডান্স করছে দ্যাট ডান্স সিটি তো স্টুডিও যেখানে তুই এখন করিস এন্ড লাইক তো পুরনো ভিডিওস আছে ইউটিউবে তোকে স্কুলেও দেখেছি সো
but that was not hip hop that was not hip hop hip hop আমি অনেক পরে আমি জানতে পেরেছি লাইক আমি করতাম না অজান্তে করতাম
না যেন সবাই অজান্তে হানি সিং শুনেছি
হ্যাঁ কিন্তু এটা লাইক when we move to tracks like যেগুলো পার্সোনাল আমি যেগুলো গল্পটা বলেছি কালা কাহিনী কি we will get to that but it was like hip hop has always been a part of my life কিন্তু আমি ওটা খুব পরে রিয়েলাইজ করলাম কি শেট ভাই আমার তো প্রথম থেকে হিপ হপ
প্রথম থেকে ছিল ওকে সো 723 কবে প্ল্যান হয়েছিল আমাকে বাস ইয়ার আর ডেটটা বল তুই ভাবলি কি আমি মিক্সটেপটা বানাবো 16টা গান থাকবে আর এই ডেটে এই রিলিজ হবে আর গানগুলোর নামগুলো লাইক ডিসাইডেড
আমি এক্স্যাক্টলি বলতে পারবো না কবে আমি ভেবেছিলাম প্রথম কিন্তু ভেবেছিলাম বহুত আগে লাইক আই এম টকিং 2020 2021 তখন লাইক লকডাউনে আমি শুনছিলাম আমার ফেভারিট অ্যালবামস গুড কিড ম্যাড সিটি 2014 ফরেস্ট হিল ড্রাইভ নাথিং ওয়াজ দ্য সেম হাউস অফ বেলুনস এন্ড আমি জাস্ট আমার এটা ক্লিক করলো কি ভাই যদি কম্পটন ক্যালিফোর্নিয়ার একটা ছেলে কিছু বানাচ্ছে ফেথভিল নর্থ ক্যারোলাইনার একটা ছেলে কিছু বানাচ্ছে টরন্টোর ক্যানাডার কোন একটা ছেলে কিছু বানাচ্ছে এন্ড অল দিস থিংস ক্যান রেজোনেট উইথ মি তো তাইলে পুরুলিয়া ওয়েস্ট বেঙ্গল ইন্ডিয়ার একটা ছেলে যদি কিছু একটা বানায় তো ওইটাও ওয়ার্ল্ডের সাথে রেজোনেট করা উচিত তো দ্যাট ওয়াজ মাই আইডিয়া বিহাইন্ড 723 এন্ড তখন থেকে এন্ড আনাদার থিং I love numbers. ঠিক আছে numerology and everything I love it so I wanted 111 is the angel number for anything new কোনো কিছু initiate যদি করা হচ্ছে 111 like if you see 111
like 11 is like defined as the manifestation number the
it is the start
door,
of something
the door for something like for heaven
it is start of something and 111 coincidentally is the birthday of Purulia and আরো অনেক কিছু যেমন 21/7 that is Vani release date আর 111 মানে 723 রিলিজ ডেট এটার মধ্যে 103 ডেজ এর গ্যাপ আছে
so that's the chronology
ওইটা আরেকটা আছে 16 আমার খুব ইম্পর্টেন্ট নাম্বার 16 বছর বয়সে আমার অনেক কিছু হয়েছে 16 অনেক আমার লাইফে আছে and 21/7 আর 6th আগস্ট আমার বার্থডে এটার মধ্যে 16 দিনের গ্যাপ আছে
তো তুই নিজে মিক্সটেপটা 72103 কোন এজে বার করেছিস
আমি বার করেছি যখন আমার 17 বছর কিছু মাস
সো হাউ ক্যান আই সে ইট লাইক 16
ইয়ার্স যখন আমি পুরোটা মানে ফাইনালাইজ করেছি পুরোটা আমি মোটামুটি অনেকগুলো গান রেকর্ড করেছি
আচ্ছা
দ্যাট ওয়াজ when I was 16
ওকে সো গোইং ইনটু দ্য মিক্সটেপ ফাইনালি তো প্রথম গান প্ল্যাটফর্ম নাম্বার 1 ওটা সবথেকে আগে ইউটিউব থাম্বনেলটা আমাকে বুঝা লাগে
ইউটিউবের থাম্বনেল দ্য ইউটিউব থাম্বনেল ইজ প্ল্যাটফর্ম 1 quite literally Purulia Junction and there is a picture of capital T's আমার actually before we get to that let's discuss the album cover I think that's important তো স্ক্রিনে পরে আমি এডিট করে দেব the album cover and what it is referencing so what you see that green color cover art that is audio natok maybe that's the word so something like that ওটার নাম ছিল বিহা ঘরে মারওয়াত
আচ্ছা
বিহা ঘরে মারওয়াত already this is something Jisoo would say and that is released by the very prestigious very famous one of the most talented people that the town has ever seen Subin Odhikari who just so happens to be my grandfather's brother and ওই টেপটাতে ওই ক্যাসেটটাতে which was a proper cassette ওটা একদম প্রপার ক্যাসেট ছিল এটা তো নামের ক্যাসেট
ওটা এখনো রিলিজ করা আছে
ওটা আছে
যদি কেউ চায় কিনতে পারে
প্লাস it's on YouTube
লিংক থাকবে
তো ওইটাতে আরো আমার মায়ের ফিচার আছে
আন্টি
হ্যাঁ আমার মা একদম ছোটবেলাতে হেল ম্যারি তো it was a reference to that it was the first cassette of Purulia this is the first mixtape of Purulia
okay
and
So your family is like creating history or
আমার এটা আমার ব্লাড লাইনে আছে লাইক নীলকণ্ঠ চ্যাটার্জি হি ওয়াজ দ্য ফার্স্ট চেয়ারম্যান অফ পুরুলিয়া
আচ্ছা
আমি ওর ডিসেন্ডেন্ট আমার ফ্যামিলি ওই চাষাপাড়াতে আমার ফ্যামিলি ছিল ফার্স্ট মানে তোর যে দুতলা বাড়ি তুলে দিয়েছে তো অমনি অনেক কিছু আমার ফ্যামিলি তো সব ফার্স্টে আছে
সো প্রথম আমি implies to your entire family like the Chatterjee descendants
and Chatterjee Odhikari everything and let's talk about the cover art উপরে মানভূমা আছে the 72313 যিশু সবগুলো আমার হ্যান্ড স্টাইলে লেখা আছে there's a picture of me this is the picture যেটা অডনেসের cover art and eyes গুলো black out করা আছে that is a GKMC Good Kid Mad City এখানে একটা পলাশ ফুল আছে there's a picture of a red sky and এই পিকচারটা তোলা হয়েছিল বানাকাবুর দোকানের সামনে
এটা কি স্টেশনের দোকান
না এটা আমার চাঁদাপাড়ার দোকান
না ব্যাকগ্রাউন্ডে যে দোকানটা যে লাইক দ্যাট প্ল্যাটফর্ম দ্যাট
ওটা পুরনো তোর একদম পুরুলিয়া জংশন পুরনো বেশি পুরনো হলে দিস ইজ 2022
আচ্ছা মানে ওটা স্টেশনই হচ্ছে
ওটা স্টেশন
আর নিচে একটা সাইকেলটা আছে
সাইকেলটা ওটা আমার সাইকেল
ওটা তোর সাইকেল
and there's an Easter egg here কি executive producer rocket আমার ভাইয়ের নাম আমার ডগিটার নাম and I feel like কি ও অনেকটা হেল্প করেছে বিকজ পার্সপেক্টিভস এর নিয়ে আমি খেলেছি অনেকে পুরো মিক্সটেপে ডিফারেন্ট ফ্রম ডিফারেন্ট পার্সপেক্টিভস আমি র্যাপ করেছি তো ইট ওয়াজ ওয়ান অফ দ্যাট অ্যান্ড বাকি আমার ফোন নাম্বার আছে এখানে দিয়া কল মি ইফ ইউ ওয়ান্ট অ্যান্ড অ্যানাদার ম্যাক্স রিটেল প্রাইস রুপিস 103 তো अगेन 103 and this is his first mixtape
acha
not his last but
not his last
first
so তো নাম্বার আছে আর বারকোডটা কি আছে
বারকোডটা স্ক্যান করলে আই গেস 72313 পিআরএল ওই টেক্সট টাইপ হবে
আমি ট্রাই করব প্লিজ সবাই ট্রাই করে জানা let them know like in the comment section
so let's talk about platform 1 তো এখন যতক্ষণ এটা শুনছি তোরা you have listened to this like the train sounds so this is basically the studio was my mama badi I never had a mama badi this was dimma badi I call my grandmother dimma so dimma badi and I grew up here and যখন ঘুমাতাম কিছু করতাম I always heard these train sounds so the background music to my childhood was a train sounds so I wanted to implement that in the mixtape as the first song and that is why it starts with that that trainer hoye je train asar oita and then sample it through ami bolchi ki অনুগ্রহ করে শুনবেন পুরুলিয়া
and pro platform boy jeta hoy announcement hai
may I have your attention please कृपया ध्यान दीजिए पुरुलिया and then I jump into the track and I say যদি জানেন না তো জেনে লেস 72313 ये मेरा जेनस
লিরিক্স ওয়াইজ তো যাবো বাট এই যে প্রথম ভয়েস ওভারটা এটা এই ইন্সপিরেশনটা কোথা থেকে এলো কখন এলো
এটা
এমনি কিছু একটা গানে অ্যাড করা যায় সামথিং ইউনিক এমনা মোস্ট অফ দ্য সংস যেটা আমরা শুনি ডে টু ডে লাইফে
এটা I wanted to make the sample feel like an extension of my voice আমি চাইতাম না কি স্যাম্পলটা জাস্ট দেওয়ার জন্য দিয়ে দিলাম এন্ড এই স্যাম্পলটার পিছনে স্টোরি আছে স্যাম্পলটা সিজিদা যখন পুরুলিয়া এসেছিল আমরা প্ল্যাটফর্ম 1 এর ওই ওয়েটিং রুমে বসেছিলাম এন্ড ওখানে একটা ছোট বক্স ছিল তো ওখানে যখন ওই স্যাম্পলটা বাজছিল কি অনুগ্রহ করে শুনবেন দিস এন্ড দ্যাট তখন আমি ওটা রেকর্ড করেছিলাম তারপরে আমি রেকর্ডিংটা
before the move shout out to Bangla Tech
shout out everyone
okay so moving on next the lyrics wise if you go
তো এই প্রথম লাইনটাতে লাইক you get everything কি কোন ভাষাতে র‍্যাপ হবে for the next few 50 minutes or so
this is the first line of the song that Genesis line ki
Genesis and Genesis is a reference to Nas's Illmatic's intro jeta naam Genesis chilo which is in turn also a reference to the first book of Bible Genesis and I have a affinity with Jesus Christ because my name means
Jesus Christ
so that's jodi janin na to jene les if you don't know then you get to know bro jodi janin na to jene les 72313 ye mere Genesis. The name is reminiscent of the guy who got crucified. My flow go from loose to tight. Jesus take to bikote pachine Tuesday by the news is lies, flood incoming, and only will the true survive. True survive. Ruby red, new vibes look up in the sky. Ruby red lagi jaise meri khoon se. So this is me explaining an apocalypse. This song is a very spiritual song. This is a very esoteric song.
Oh, is it something spiritual?
It is very spiritual. It's the most spiritual.
Okay, so this was something I got to know now. It is spiritual kichu ache.
Yeah.
শুনেছি গানটা, lyrics শুনেছি, but in depth meaning বুঝিনি.
The song is very spiritual because platform 1 again, naamta platform 1 kano, because platform 1 as in music is my first platform.
Acha.
Not my last. Music is not what I'm going to do all my life. Music e chhadao aro platforms ache, whether it will be books, whether it will be movies, whether it will be events, whether it will be clothes. আমি আলাদা আলাদা প্ল্যাটফর্ম আমি পিক করতে থাকি।
মুভিজ মানে তুই মুভিজ বানাবি, বুক মানে তুই বুক লিখবি, ক্লোথস মানে ক্লোথস বানাবো, দ্যাট ব্র্যান্ড পবিত্র vision
thoughts on it. There's a lot of ideas floating around. So it was my thing that I will not be boxed. আমাকে you can never say that I'm just a rapper, you can never say I'm just a musician, you can
an artist.
সেটার জন্য আমার ইয়াতে Spotify বায়োতে you will never in like rapper, artist, musician words গুলো লেখা নেই. I have the word storyteller, engineer, philosopher, designer, entrepreneur, and these are the 5 things that I consider myself.
Like something inspired from Jay-Z, like he's something like that.
Maybe
yeah. Okay.
Jay-Z obviously a very big inspiration, but biota not really.
Okay.
So moving forward with the track, this is me explaining the apocalypse and then giving you all the answer ki for my answer to the apocalypse is just a rapping ki बराबरी बारे बारो बारी चापे नहीं एखोनो माथा থেকে বার বাড়ি বাতের হাড়ি लेकिन बाइक को बैंग बैलेंस से बढ़ानी क्योंकि जल्दी बाढ़े आनी. But I'm still saying ki the bard will still come. The bard, the flood is again a reference to the Bible story,
that
Noah's Ark, but also there's a flood in every religion. There's a flood story in every religion. Even like
Mesopotamian text also had that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ki a flood is synonymous with a new beginning.
That's what defines Vishnu's first avatar, Matsya avatar. Okay.
So that's why I say ki how do we get out of this? Soul searching to my flows. And এটা হচ্ছে ক্যাপিটাল স্টিজের লাইন, এটা আমি স্যাম্পল করেছি কিলোমিনাটি থেকে. and ক্যাপিটাল স্টিজের স্টোরিটাও খুব সুন্দর বিকজ ক্যাপিটাল স্টিজ আই ফাউন্ড আউট কি ক্যাপিটাল স্টিজও আগে তোমার ছোটবেলায় মোটা ছিল আর তারপরে ও তোমার জলদি পাতলা হয়ে গেল আর তারপরে হি স্টার্টেড র্যাপিং.
কি করে
জানি
বাট লাইক তুই কি করবি?
আমি হয়ে গেলাম জাস্ট ডায়েটিং এন্ড আমার একবার দাঁত খারাপ হয়ে গেছিল, তারপরে আমি খেতে পারি না. দেন আই ওয়াজ লাইক ওকে দিস ইজ ওয়ার্কিং, লেটস কন্টিনিউ উইথ দিস. তো ক্যাপিটাল স্টিজের ওইটা আমার তোমার ইন্সপিরেশনাল লাগলো কি ফাক দিস গাই ইজ লাইক মি. বাট দেন আই স্লোলি ফাউন্ড আউট কি ও এটা ওর লাস্টে গিয়ে পাগলাই গেল বিকজ হি ওয়াজ টকিং আ লট অ্যাবাউট very spiritual stuff and he was awakening his kundalini and stuff. And then at the age of 19 he jumped from a building and they found him dead. And but a lot of people are like it a suicide chilo, but a lot of people are like he just transcended. This physical world was not enough for him. He wanted something else.
So this is some of the way like you fantasize your death.
I don't fantasize with that. I don't fantasize death. I'm not in the mind space to fantasize death at all. But I feel like I want a few versions of my death.
Okay.
I want I like to think about the ways I will die. So I think one of them, and if that is one of them, then 1 year bas. I'm 18, so next year I'm turning 19.
Okay.
So we don't know.
That's fine. That's fine.
And then soul search into my flows are perfect. And then we move towards to explaining the three main philosophies of the mixtape. 723-103. So now let's talk some numbers. So 103. These three numbers are like unique to Namapada and unique to me and unique to everybody else, as the number 1 represents the universe. Universe, one poem. We are all part of this one very big poem. So universe, there's also oneness, there's only one God. That's what I believe. And the 0 represents nothingness. Nothingness, which is again synonymous to Shiv, but also cycle, because the 0 starts here and it ends here. So there's a cycle there. Everything in life comes in cycles. And the number 3 represents grayness. Like, I love the color grey because it's not black nor white. And there is nothing like black or white, because like ekdam black is the absence of light, and ekdam pure white is just light. And nothing in this world is entirely dark or entirely white. So it's all just shades of grey, like infinite shades of grey.
Infinite shades.
So that's the 3 philosophies that I explain in the next few lines. And then I talk about my more spiritual stuff. And I also talk about hip hop. Hip hop chilo 50, আমার 16 বছর 16 মাস, আমার 16 verses, দমা ছিলড়বে 16 কার, অডিটোরি অলঙ্কার নাই কোনো অহংকার, closest to God যখন স্টুডিওতে বনো পাস, because I've felt God in this room so many times. I've felt God. And I always say this, I don't believe in God, I know God. Believing is like
when you doubt something.
You doubt it. You don't know if it's true or not, but I believe in it. But knowing is, I have faith in it. I have deep trust in it.
So you're not an atheist?
No.
Okay.
I was. Then I found out ki, I said, who the fuck calling me?
Jesu phone dhore.
Fever detective. This is a friend of mine, so I'm gonna skip.
Anyways,
Devraj. Anyways.
Hi Devraj.
Hi.
तो छोटे सामने तो फोन तक आना है.
Anyways, so that was 723-103's first song, Platform 1. And there's a lot of more details, and there's a lot to learn, like the lines, go from the root to the fruit and get the Amrit. That is basically Kundalini awakening, because the root chakra, that's like your tailbone. So there are 7 chakras, so you go from the root to the fruit and get the Amrit. And you need to realize that we are all like trumpets, only vessels. The air flows in and out, so don't wrestle. But don't you ever forget that you're special. And before you love yourself, forgive yourself, to conform it, like I did, just affirm it. And before you learn it, you need to love it, because there's ain't no limit. So just make a link. And 723-103, this is awakening. That was the keyword, awakening.
Awakening, okay.
So that was Platform 1. Platform 1, the sonically, it is very inspired by neo soul, boom bap, what Joey Badass was kind of doing.
So what software you used for like
FL Studio.
FL Studio, pirated. Okay. যদি FL Studio যদি এটা দেখে like যখন দেখলো sponsor please.
Sponsor me.
Please. Okay, so moving to the next
Bro,
one.
Tyler the Creator made his whole Goblin album on a cracked FL Studio. আর আমার কাছে যে ক্র্যাকটা আছে ওটা ভালো ক্র্যাক, ওর কিছু ওটাও ছিল না, because he couldn't save the beats. So he had to screen record it and then export it to audio. And that album is platinum or something. So I don't give a fuck.
So moving next one, that is D-Salah.
D-Salah.
এই phrase-টা বাংলায় সবাই ইউজ করে, D-Salah.
This is a phrase that
like if you don't know the name, D-Salah ki yaar suno ye rap kore D-Salah. Bas.
And D-Salah is like in mindset. D-Salah is a mindset.
Yeah.
Bro, this is a D-Salah. And that is the most West Coast thing ever. Because over there in the West Coast, they don't give a fuck. We know, like, what was happening with Kendrick just a few months ago. He not like us is basically D-Salah.
D-Salah.
So, D-Salah, I'm there moto loike. So So that's what he said. So D-Salah is a song about hedonism. It is a song about being carefree, and it is the most West Coast that I will ever be. I've ever been. I can get more West Coast than this, and West Coast is basically a very big inspiration. You can see, like, this is the king of the West. This is Machiavelli in the flesh. So D-Salah was basically about that. It's a fun track, and the lyrics are a testament to that. Taka mati mati taka, muke marijuana, buke batha, chokranga, jibonero bokada. And then I tell you what kind of friends I have. Ki dege wasati der songro sala. Kyo tene pata pahunchalo konno no grow sala. Kyo aba toto wala dhop gada, kyo kore lok murder, karurava chul sala, kyo aba school topper D-Salah.
Okay. So তো বন্ধু আছে যে টোটো চালায়।
Yeah.
তো টোটো আছে, তো কোনো বন্ধু আছে যার সাদা চুল।
Yeah.
তো ফ্রেন্ড আছে যে মার্ডার করে।
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's like
okay, basically before we move forward, it आगे बोला उचित चलो, but we have two very special people over here helping us out.
Like behind the camera.
We have my brother Arya, and we also have my big brother Sogotoda. And right before we came here, we were in a tea shop, and I told them a story about a friend of mine who did something really bad, and I cannot say this on record.
Okay, CBI is behind you.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Okay.
But উদয় থেকে অস্ত শুধু তাকে নিয়ে ব্যস্ত আর কি বাকি আছে কত বিয়া শুধু তোরা লাকি যে দেখতে পাচ্ছিস এখন আমাকে জিসু putting down for পুরুয়েলা এ ভালোবাসা give me love.
D-Salah.
And D-Salah also there's a reference to Sajda's track Sundari Purulia.
Sundari Purulia. Shout out to Sajda.
I do that in a talk box. I don't have a talk box. I wanted to make a talk box with a pipe and all, but I couldn't, so I had to engineer it in some way. So that's how I came up with that P-U-R-U-L-A. P-U-R-U-L-A has a story.
Okay, let's go.
The thing is ki there's a rapper called Balraj.
Balraj, okay.
He lives in Kodamkuli.
Bengali rapper.
Bengali rapper. Kodamkuli mana Puruliar Kodamkuli.
Puruliar Kodamkuli.
And that guy, and there's another guy called Saf or Zad, something like that. So these two guys, they came to the studio one day, Sajda studio the, and they were doing a remix of that one, I don't remember the name of the beat, but it was like a pretty West Coast beat, and they both laid their verses, and then I was like, P-U-R-U-L-A, and that ওই ভার্সনটাতে ছিল, but then they were like, এটা ভাল লাগছে না, so they removed it, but I kept it in my D-Salah. So P-U-R-U-L-I-A, that's the
মা রাত্রে রান্না করে মশলা বেঁচে যায়, পরের দিন সকালে খাবারটা বেশি বেটার লাগে রাত্রে।
But then D-Salah, and D-Salah has a very perfect transition right into grey. Like
the D-Salah poster, let's get into it.
The thumbnail. The thumbnail has Saib Band in it and a picture of Tupac's California Lover.
Tupac.
So yeah. Then we have grey. We move to grey. Grey is.
Before starting into grey, like I have some personal questions.
Okay, let's go.
Are you a diplomat? Like everything. Are you a leftist, rightist, or centrist? Not in a political way, but even in philosophy. Like you choose the center path. Like diplomat হয়ে যাবো, আমি কোনো কারোরই সাইড নেব না. I will find a. That's what grey is. Neither black nor white. So it is what you are, or just the song.
The first ever rap song I remember, like memorizing, was this song called Middle Child.
J. Cole.
And ওটাতে একটা বার আছে কি I'm little bro and big bro all at once.
Okay.
And that is how I felt all my life. কিন্তু সব সময় there's been always a camp of cats who call me lil bro. They're like, oh, এটা ছোট ভাই বটে আমার. And there's always a camp of people who are like, oh, Jisuda. So I've always been stuck between these two. Like I never know that if I'm grown up or if I'm still a kid. That is basically the objective of grey in a way too. So I don't know, like, I feel like, yeah, I'm pretty much centrist, but not centrist in the political way. My political compass, আমি যতবার political compass আমি যতবারও আমি টেস্ট নিয়েছি I've seen ওই কমিউনিস্টের দিকে যাচ্ছে আর but I don't know shit about communism. I'm yet to read manifesto or Das Capital, anything. I'm interested in the philosophy. I don't know if it's practical or not, but those are secondary things for me. I just love literature.
Okay.
I treat it as a piece of literature.
Okay, so let's start with Grey.
Grey sonic influences. It's this one guy called Knowledge. Knowledge makes these very fucking great beat packs, and Knowledge has songs with everyone from Anderson Paak to Kendrick.
So he's a producer.
He's a producer.
Beat bana. Dr.
Yeah,
Dre or ki naam boli tha?
No.
Like ek naam ki boli?
Knowledge.
Knowledge or Dr. Dre? Who is your first preference?
That's Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre influence. মানে Dr. Dre না থাকলে হয়তো Knowledge থাকতো না.
আচ্ছা.
In that way. And I have to pick this call up. আমার মন. পরে কল করবো আমি ইয়ারতে আছি. ওই কনভারসেশনটা আছে ইন্টারভিউতে আছে.
Devras তোর কল ধরে নি ম্যাটটা ধরে।
Yeah, priorities. Anyways, so let's move forward. Grey sonic influences ওইটা হচ্ছে, and the hook of the song is I feel great, I feel grave, I feel great. So between feeling great and feeling like you're in a grave, there comes grey. So that is basically the whole philosophy on the song in the hook. And then I go like, I've been at it for the last 16 with my pad and pen. I've been crafting my own illmatic. The captain made my uncle vanish. The bottle was a cloak and he was Potter Harry. My mother, grandfather, daddy, everybody been an addict. So many addicts in my house, you can say Anne Frank was hiding in that bitch and I wouldn't even panic. So the song is kind of about addiction because ashes are great.
Captain Daki.
Captain is Bangla Desi Daru. Something my uncle used to drink a lot and he sadly passed away because of that. So, and yeah, there's a long history of addiction in my family. Whether it's
everyone is addicted.
I'm not scared to say it.
Like,
good. Yeah, me too. I'm addicted to. I smoke cigarettes. I do weed. I've tried a few drugs, and yeah, I'm addicted to nicotine.
Okay.
Other things I'm not really addicted to, quote unquote, but I still do it.
You are addicted to music?
Nah.
Okay.
It's. Can you say like you're addicted to breathing?
No. Okay.
That's the same.
That's.
It's not a hobby for me anymore. It was maybe a few years ago, but not anymore. So yeah. And like, ওইটাই মানে অনেকজন আমাকে বলছে এখন আজকাল কোনো গান বানাচ্ছিস না, so it's like I'm still doing art.
বানাচ্ছি তোদেরকে শোনাচ্ছি না.
Yeah, because breathing, like what's the highest form of breathing? That's meditation in a way. You're only focused on the breathing. So if we are doing this analogy between breathing and making music, meditation is me making the songs, but if I'm not meditating, am I not breathing? I'm breathing still. So I'm still making music, I'm just not manifesting it in a way it comes in the form of an MP3. That's the philosophy. So yeah, I've been at it, and then comes granted, as soon as the nib landed on the paper, everything's been candied. Sugar candy. If somebody else wrote it, by this time you would have died a diabetic. I cannot sugarcoat my lyrics. If it's the truth, I'm gonna tell you the truth. So, granted, as soon as the nib landed on the paper, everything's diabetic. I bet it, nobody better. Bloodshot sclera, hella scary. I can scare hell. See the scale here. I'm better. Used to be stick to a screen. I left my home never. Now these drains and graveyards make me believe that I've been here forever.
Sclera.
Yeah, that's alliteration.
Writing, but.
And also hella scary, scare hell, scale here. So yeah, there's a lot of literally devices used. But
So you are a
one,
poet.
one thing I would like to point out is the word graveyard.
Great.
Graveyard is a real place where we used to go, where a lot of my brothers got trapped. Not in the literal sense of they did not come back from that place, but they did not come back from that mindset. And I'm proud of a few brothers who were like that. Every day, দুপুর থেকে রাত অবধি ওখানে বসে আছে.
কেন? আচ্ছা.
And some of them got back and they're doing good. And I will tell you the names after. I'm not feeling comfortable taking names of them right now, but yeah, I'm really proud of you. You know who you are. You're watching this video, so yeah, proud of you, my bro. So that was the first verse, and then I say, stuck on a street, Sarah BK, street struck like I'm Big L. The pain's hidden for way too long. Reaper reaching nearer every day. I'm trying to repel. Grey thoughts in my grey matter. Grave thoughts, it's a great matter. Great thoughts, it's a grave matter. Grey thoughts in my grey matter. If it's a grave thought, like something like a suicidal thought, it's a great matter. But having a great thought, that's like a grave matter. That's like, okay, whatever. And this is like a good line to answer your question, Ki. I'm not an outsider looking inside. I'm not an insider looking out. I'm in the dead fucking center looking all around. And that's how I feel like in most situations that I've been. কি কোনো আমার বন্ধুদের মধ্যে ঝগড়া হচ্ছে, I'm still like in the dead fucking center every time because both the parties are my friends and that is me, like আমি সবার বন্ধু, everybody knows me.
তো তোর কোনো ঝামেলা ঝগড়া হয়নি পুরুলিয়া?
Never.
একবার বাস मेरा बाप मेरे को जूता से नहीं मारा.
Never ever.
never ever. ওটা বাদে রাখতে হয় না.
ওটাও like
ওটাও তো
even what you were referring to, ওটা তো like it's something we joke about. And that's the thing. I hug everyone who tries to kill me.
Okay.
That's the thing. And talking about that, then the third verse I say, I practice what I preach only partly. Grey smokes of the green like a Marley. Marley as in Bob Marley. Grey of the green. Grey ashes smeared all over my body. Time's melting away slowly. No Salvador Dali. You know I love my town, but does the town love me? This is me being the most insecure that I've been on a track. English rapper, how can you call yourself man as you? You fake walk, you take notes, you really execute anything. Sell your soul to the folks, not a prophet, use a prostitute if anything. I'm way too Videsi for Marwadis. Way too Dehati for Marwadis. Way too Videsi for Bauris. Been feeling this way since I was little. No matter how big I get, I'll always be stuck in the middle. And yeah, that is basically it. Like self-explanatory.
So তো মাড়ু বন্ধু আছে, বাউরি বন্ধু আছে, and তুই ওখানে মাঝখানে সেন্টারে দাঁড়ায় পুরো ওয়ার্ল্ডকে এক্সপ্লোর করছিস.
Yeah, because I've always felt like আমার যাও বন্ধু, like যাদের সাথে আমি ঘুরি, I've always felt very connected to them, but at the same time very alienated from them. Like some parts I can relate, like, oh bro, you're my twin, bro, this is me, by literally me. But then there are same things like, nah, this is not me. Like, I cannot. Okay, you good, tu kor, I mean. So that is what I've felt like all my life. And this is something I feel like will stay with me. Because people either tend to be very close to the roots, so close to the roots they don't even know they are called the roots. They're like, oh, this is just life. Or there are people who are so disconnected, they are like touching the sky and all, and they forget their roots. I'm someone who will have their heads in the clouds, but at the same time their feet on the ground. So I feel like that is something which will be exclusive to me, and that is something which will also affect me in a way. And the people who will understand, but the ones who won't will either call me cheap or call me dehati even after I get to the biggest stages in the world. Or there will be people who will be like, oh, you're just fake. you're using, like, I'm pretty sure there will be some moment in my life where somebody will tell me that, oh, you used Purulia for fame, you have done nothing for Purulia, oh, you just use the name to get famous. I know, I'm pretty sure this will happen, and that's why I've called it way before.
So how will you deal with it, like in future? D-Salah. Okay, so moving to the next one, that is my personal favorite bar. Like तो mixtape में 3-4 गाने से जेटा हमारे playlist एकोनो আছে तो it is one of them. और एक के दुआली
Leah 95. Let's just explore the name, that Leah 95.
তারপর beat আর তারপর অনেক thumbnail যাবো.
Yeah, so Purulia 95. Purulia 1995, there was a very infamous arms drop case, and the whole song is me owning whatever the fuck y'all think we are infamous for. So whatever depression I felt in Grey, I'm like, fuck that shit, I'm gonna fucking be unapologetically Man Bhuma in this song. So what are we infamous for? Like Kauke যদি বাইরে তুই বলিস কি পুরুলিয়া, so the first thing they will say is, oh arms drop case, Jagga Jasoos. And the second thing they'll be like Chonach, or they'll be like, oh DJ গান কি ওই আগুনে একটা রাস্তায় আমরা কি শুনছিলাম, ওই সারা রাত হুলুক ভুলুক করে কাটায় দিলি, রাতের বেলায় চাবি ঢুকে তালা খুলে দিলি, something like that. So
Bhojpuri ya Purulia industry একটা মানে language variation, mentality টা same.
Twins. So I was like, okay, these are the top 2 things you don't like about me. Okay, these are the 2 things I will make this song about. And even like the sample jeta pradhame play hoche, that is a Man Bhuma song by, I believe his name is Shikari, and the name of the song is Fire Hai. And there's a good connection there ki Fire Hai, the song is a breakup song, and he's telling ki Fire Hai. So if you think from that perspective, it's me telling the people of Man Bhuma to come back. Oh, you're trying to be cool, you're trying to fit in with the cities and stuff, but Fire Hai, this is nothing to be afraid of, this is nothing to be ashamed of. This sound, you can actually own it. This is a sound which actually you can play to someone like Dhanji, and he will appreciate it.
Dhanji.
And this is the first.
Dhanji गलबड़ा बोलता है, नाम ही नीचे बोलता है. Shout out to Roab.
Man.
Bro.
तेरे जैसा जरा Jay-Z from Gujarat check. Roab. Man, I love
मैंने
Roab.
तेरी वर्दी पे नोट भर दी, अब तू भी नोट भर दे.
Damn, boy.
I think if Dhanji is watching this, bro.
Nah, he's not watching. He's not watching.
Not all Gujaratis are supporting, but respect, bro. Like,
so if you all don't know Dhanji, first of all, why are you living under a rock? And second of all, Dhanji is this very talented rapper. One of the only rappers in the scene I respect right now. And I met him in Kolkata. And there was a long line of openers for him, and I was eager to perform a song. I was not on the lineup, but I was eager to perform a song, and that guy fought for me. He actually talked to the guy who owned the venue. He was like, can this guy perform a song or 2? And the guy was like, no, we are actually running late, we cannot do it. So he was actually humble enough, and he was actually like appreciative of my art enough to be like, okay, tu baar mein suna dega. And then we were on the bar, and I played my songs for him, and he was like, nice. And I still remember his words. He told me, you're a student. And that is the best way to describe me, a student. Because I'm still a student, and I'm a student of the game. And there's time for me to be a master yet. But he called me a student, and then after
follow Kollo Insta.
Yeah, he followed me on Insta, and the craziest thing, he was like, are you signed?
Are you signed?
Because he has his Thaltej publishing company, TPC thing. So yeah, shout out to Nanji. So yeah, like something like this could win hearts of someone in Gujarat, someone who idolizes James Brown. So that is the point of the song, and sonically it's just Man Bhuma, and even like lyrically Hore ke Dhumali, like who wants smoke with me, who wants to fight with me, I want every fight. I don't fight, but I want every fight.
কোন র‍্যাপে ছিল who wants the smoke, কোন রেফারেন্স?
Yeah, this is a very common term in hip hop.
Invest, acha.
It's a very common, like if I had to pick a song, it will be that Free Smoke by Drake. He doesn't say Hore ke Dhumali, he says free smoke, hey. তো হরে কে ধুমালিবি এন্ড দেন মানবো বাঁচি রে মাছুদা মুখটা তুই সামনে রাখ নাইলে টিভিতে তোর মায়ের পানুটা ঝামেলা করিন না ফালতুকা ভাবিন না ছেড়ে দেবো তোকে দিয়ে আমরা গাড়ুটা থাপড়াইন দেবো লড়া ছোড়া লাল হইন যাবে তোর গাল দুটা I don't know what language is speaking bro. All I know is যে আমি থামবো না যতক্ষণ গ্যারেজে ল্যাম্বোটা তুই টুপাক তুই চুপ থাক মানভূমা আমার খুনটা জয় ভগবান বিরসা মুন্ডা বলছি তো লই কোনো গুন্ডা কিন্তু রাগটা চাপলে নিজের বাপের লই পাইছি ওয়ার এই যে গুন্ডা এন্ড এসে ইগো চোদা ভাল লাগে না ফেক বাজি ভাল লাগে না ফ্লো চুরি ভাল লাগে না মায়ের দিব্যি বলছি তো একজন কেউ ভাল লাগে না এন্ড দ্যাট ওয়াজ
যিশু ইয়াদের ভাল লাগে না
যিশু ইয়াদের ভাল লাগে তাই but we'll get to that later. This bhal lage na, this is a reference to Chief Keef Sosa's I don't like. Fake, that's the shit I don't like. So that I don't like, amar bhal lage na. And this is the thing I do often. Ki West J terminology what I use kore, I try to man bhumafy that. And I find out ki these are things we already say. So we don't need to copy them. We just need to own us.
Okay. তারপর কিছু র্যাপারদের নাম আছে লোকাল
before rappers I just diss the whole scene in general ki bol kene kolkata te shobar chopper flow and I do this and I say this while doing a chopper flow ki bol kene kolkata te shobar chopper flow Delhi te shudhu trapper bro kene pune te staner copy sobai re Punjab to bolari to bolari and
so you don't like Punjabi rappers?
I like Punjab. I like Punjabi rappers and
so, one of your favorite Punjabi rappers?
Oh, Bohemia.
Bohemia always a top?
Bohemia, Honey Singh, Sidhu Moosewala. I love all of that, but the thing is ki these few guys have created a blueprint and everyone has just stuck with that.
So something like I don't believe কিছু দেশি হিপ হপ বলে কিছু exist করে like
no, দেশি হিপ হপ exists. For me it does.
Like how it can be desi hip hop, but যে hip hop টা ইন্ডিয়াতে হচ্ছে ওটা দেশি hip hop
না ইন্ডিয়া পাকিস্তান বাংলাদেশ
আচ্ছা যে hip hop টা নিউ ইয়র্কে হচ্ছে ডিফারেন্ট কি ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজ কপি তো সব জায়গা থেকেই হচ্ছে জিনিসটা কনসেপ্ট সব জায়গা থেকে নেওয়া হচ্ছে
see copying is a different thing, being inspired is a different thing. Like Punjab, like they're very, you know, I don't want to get into too much details, but it's like it's just not good music. Like it's just a minor chord and then a two-step hi-hat pattern and then like the same fucking Z808 oita and it's like it's literally that way. I don't fucking like it. I don't give a fuck about it. But shout out Vision is one of my favorite Punjabi rappers. He's from Kolkata, but Vision, and I take his name, that's why in that verse later on. So in the verse, that verse is my control verse. If you all don't know, Kendrick Lamar had this one verse in a Big Sean song where he dissed everyone and their grandma, and the actual diss was the ones he did not take the names of.
They don't deserve to be in
that is why bol rahi is such the Raja or Arya ko. Raja is a good friend of mine. I hope he's doing good.
Like in the post part we will come back to Raja again.
Yes.
He like Raja ko discuss karna important hai.
Yeah, we have such the
Raja, Sajda and few more names.
Arya ko Vasudev Rakt
Kritagya
ko
Raghav Spartan
তবে হয়ে যাক আর পুরো খারাপ খবর but this is a line I discovered something about him quite recently and I no longer associate myself with him or anything else and
so খারাপ খবর তোর ভালো লাগে
না let's skip on that and সিজিদার পুরো
সিজিদার
বাংলা ঠেকের আছে ছেলা যত মফস্বল Raghav as in the one who was on India's Got Latent. He was there recently. He was the winner, but his episode was not aired.
Right, but a membership is members only this.
Yeah. So Raghav, Spartan Rage, amazing guy. Shout out
Spartan
RPG.
Rage is one of my favorite.
Shout out RPG, Ruthless Poets Gang,
Ruthless
Vision.
Poets,
I got love and respect for all of you, but I'm plotting on you fucking. and then I say I'm a villain, and then the next line is motherfucker, I'm MF like Doom meets MF like Hussein. And this is a reference to J. Cole's track Fire Squad, where he said something similar. Like I'm Bruce like Lee meets Bruce like Wayne meets 2 Live Crew in a new white tee meets 2 Lil Wayne. So something like that. And then I just say that I don't want to be one of the greats. I want to be the greatest of all time.
Great.
That is something I really want to be.
So, who is a rap guru? Like, whom do you worship the biggest rapper? And which rapper do you worship the most? You don't worship, so whom do you idealize?
I think it's worship, but it's not just one, it changes every week. Like right now, I'm really into Mark Homie.
What is Kendrick to you?
Kendrick is like me.
He's me.
Kendrick is me, I am Kendrick.
You are Kendrick. So you told that the boli jeta ki greatest to the China, like greatest of all time. So you want to be above Kendrick, like that is your one of your dream.
Above everyone. I want somebody asked me ki like it was like we were having a normal conversation and it was like she wanted answer like
she.
Yeah, it was a friend of mine. So it was like it was a question, like she wanted to answer like, oh, I want to be engineer or something like that, or I want to be rapper. She asked me, what do you want to be? I said bigger than Michael Jackson. And that is the thing, like I want to be bigger than Michael Jackson. Bigger than Michael Jackson, Shah Rukh Khan and Cristiano Ronaldo combined. That is my dream.
So you want those million numbers in your following a follower list?
No, it's like just ki এখনো র্যান্ডম কোনো একটা কাকাকে তুই যদি জিজ্ঞেস করিস লাইক পুরুলিয়া একটা কাকাকে কি কাকু মাইকেল জ্যাকসনকে চিনো he'll say হ্যাঁ so I want to be like কাকা যিশুকে চিনো he'll be like হ্যাঁ what how কেনো কি no he knows
আচ্ছা
and I want this to happen like anywhere, like somewhere like in fucking Uganda there's a village, you ask a kid do you know Jesus, he's like yeah I know. I want to be that.
Like Kendrick একটা award পেয়েছে লিটারেচারের জন্য যেটা
Pulitzer Prize.
হ্যাঁ সো তুই ওটা ড্রিম করছিস
it's there
বাট ওটা র্যাপের জন্য পাই
नहीं got for
র্যাপের জন্য পেয়েছে লিটারেচার মোস্টলি
damn album আচ্ছা তো yeah ভাই সব গ্র্যামি অস্কার গ্র্যামি এভরিথিং
তার আগে মরে যাচ্ছে
তাও posthumous. Anyways, so that was Leah 95 and Leah 95 ends like that. Whole synth section is one of my favorites moment in the tape. And there's another thing, I don't make songs, I make moments, magic moments. Magic moments. Because that is how you remember the albums. Like if you ask me ki what's your top 3 songs in Good Kid Mad City, আমি হয়তো ওইটা বলতে পারবো না, but if you ask me what's your top 3 moments, I will tell you ki it was that art of peer pressure, we took a left and took a right and then we took a left then we took a right, we were just circling life. Oita was one of my favorites.
The backseat freestyle thing.
Backseat freestyle that rain came first time, that thing. Tabare Sing About Me te like that, and if I die before your album drops I hope that thing. So like I have moments like amar puro mixtape there are a lot of moments. Like D-Salah there's that PURULI, platform 1 there's that announcement thing. Great there's this whole section where the kicks take over and it's just tuk, 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 tuk. It was just kicks. Leah 95 there are so many moments.
For me to say Leah 95 lyrics to amotota mone nahi.
You remember
the beat, the starting beat.
That's the thing. I create moments. I want to create moments. And then comes the 2 storytelling tracks, that's Khidki and Kaga.
So wait, এটা করার আগে কি Leah 95 এর thumbnail টা
It's যেটা আছে ওটা হচ্ছে ওই মনেগুলো বন্দুক রাখা আছে, that was one of the pictures that was taken when the arms drop happened. And this small picture of MF Doom. RIP.
Okay, so
all caps when you spell the man name.
So তো ভাবছি বাবা ওদিকে কেন তাকাচ্ছি তো ওদিকে একটা
track
বড়
list.
পোস্টার আছে ট্র্যাক লিস্টে will show you. Next we have খিড়কি খিড়কিটা আমি জানি like everybody can go like get into that অনেক ইজি ল্যাঙ্গুয়েজে লেখা আছে, ওদের ডিপ মিনিং নেই, পুরো হিন্দিতে র্যাপটা আছে, but
it's something I don't think anybody has touched on.
Huh. And also I know that Khidki was written with that perspective of rocket.
Yeah.
এইটুকু আমি খিড়কি নিয়ে জানি।
খিড়কি লাইক আমার ছোটবেলা থেকে আমার একটা অভ্যাস ছিল কি আমি জানলাতে বসে থাকতাম, জানলায় বসে যে প্যারাচ্ছে ওদেরকে দেখতাম। সো দ্যাট ইজ হাউ আই saw a lot of things, I learned a lot of things.
খিড়কির কভার এটা কি আছে লাইক?
খিড়কির কভার এটা there's a খিড়কি and there's a picture of the Sugar Hill Gang. Sugar Hill Gang ওরা একটা গান বাইরে ছিল Rapper's Delight, and the song a boogie and a boogie beat the sarva and that is the same flow, that is the same style I use যেটা ইন্ট্রোতে আছে কি I want a 7 a 2 a 3 a 1 a 3 this for the people who want fun and peace, for the murderers, the burglars and the rapist wives and the people working 9 to 5. Now this is not a test, you see, I'm rapping to the beat and that whole funky, that bass guitar wala, and then it transitions into this very cold track and the snare has so much reverb, it has so much space, and the beat was, that is the most simple beat in the whole tape because I wanted what I was saying to shine, and I'm really glad there's a lot of people who have told me Khidki is my favorite track, and I'm really glad it resonated with them because the story is not true, but
something
the moments
true,
are true. The moments are true, like it's an amalgamation of everything I've seen through that Khidki. And the last the hook of the song is like बोलना चाहिए नहीं फिर भी बोल रहा, फिर भी कैसे देखेगा दुनिया जब खुली नहीं है खिड़की. So there's a deeper meaning to that कि the खिड़की is not here, it is here, or it is here.
So like you have created a contrast in a song. You are saying that you are addicted to many things, and in Khidki you are showing the bad effect of addiction is. So perfect influencer like model যেটা হয় না কি খারাপ জিনিস করবো বাট প্রমোট করবো না,
তো পারফেক্ট কে হোক বলি যে পারফেক্ট আই এম নট পারফেক্ট,
you are not perfect,
I am not perfect, আমি পারফেক্ট একদমই নই, লাইক নট ইন এনি,
but for the youth if you are taking inspiration, যিশু দা অ্যাডিক্টেড ছিল নেশা করতো তো আমিও করবো, তো যিশু দার গান শুনতে খিড়কির গানটা শুন, he will show you the consequences of addiction. And then if you get any wisdom from it, so তারপর তো ডিসিশন
and what I practice, what I preach only partly.
আচ্ছা
আমার সব কিছুর আনসার আছে,
আচ্ছা,
and it is all there in 72313.
and don't you think you have influenced many kids for the addiction, like
not yet,
but দেখে তো হয়েছে
হবে someday maybe, yes.
তো ওটার জন্য কিছু একটা বল, লাইক এই গানটা পারফেক্ট एग्जांपल হচ্ছে ওটার জন্য खिड़की गाना.
Is that ki ওটা তো দুরসালা তো there's a line ki chela বড় আর নুনু না,
চলা বড়,
and then that same line is used again in a song called Drunkle. So it's like if dursala is your regular lifestyle, then you will end up like my Drunkle, dead. So balance is key. Find your balance, give your gifts to kids, your good deeds and sins, everything's in sync. Go from the root to the fruit. It's all there by listen to the mixtape. That's the best thing. Like you
promotion.
Platform 1A answers are there. I get the answers and then I'm like Dursala. Then I get depressed. I'm like Grey. Then I'm like fuck all that shit. Leah 95. Then I'm like okay, let me tell you a story about domestic violence and show you how misogyny and patriarchy are still prevalent in not just rural but semi-urban areas of our country, and this is something which happens every day. But गौरी की चीखन सुनी बनी ना ये सनसनी क्योंकि यहाँ थी सिर्फ ये एक और दिन, like it was just another day. So yeah, this should not be just another day, and there should be action behind it. And I'm glad I've seen some of my friends actually taking action against the crimes being committed against them. And yeah, I'm proud of them. But
তো বাড়িতে এমনি হয়েছে ডোমেস্টিক ভায়োলেন্স আজ অব্দি?
I don't want to talk about that. Anyways, let's talk about Kala Kahani Ki.
Okay, no, before moving ahead from খিড়কি, অ্যানিমাল দেখেছিস?
হ্যাঁ,
ভালো লেগেছিল?
হ্যাঁ।
ওকে, কালা খানি।
I love Animal, bhai. I love Animal, but I also love Thappad.
Okay, Thappad.
And I also love
Pink.
Kabir Singh. Pink I देखी नहीं. I've
Pink.
seen Thappad. And that's the thing कि you need to draw a line between, okay, this is a movie which will change my life because the director is this kind of person and this and that, and there's a type of media where you're like, okay, this is just for entertainment. So there should be a line between that, and you should be like, bro, I guess everyone who is watching this is almost 18 or 18 and above. So bro, we are either almost or actual adults. So have that much of common sense to know when you should take something with a grain of salt. I don't think there should be debates on if animal is justified or not. The real answer is no.
It is something for entertainment.
Yeah. Call again. I'm going to cut it again and I'm going to put it on airplane mode for the rest of the thing.
না কি হচ্ছে বল, আমি এটা জানতে চাই, লাইক অডিয়েন্স ওয়ান্ট টু নো।
Which?
কলটা
Oh, that's my brother Tanzil.
আরে
Tanzil. Anyways, Kala Kahani Ki.
ইনশাআল্লাহ।
Kala Kahani Ki, the name is a shout out to Outcaster series that's like the art of storytelling. So the art of storytelling, Kala Kahani Ki. And it's also inspired by A Tale of Two Cities by J. Cole. And the actual sample in the song which is used, it's not something which is real. It is something I made. Like the sample I made it myself.
ওকে,
Like ekdam soft vocal layers and all, whole orchestration.
পুরো গানটাই তোর, মানে কিছু এটা চুরি করা না?
No, there's no samples.
No samples.
There's no samples. And I tell a story about two Anubhavs. One Anubhav is me, one Anubhav can be anyone. It is inspired
Not
by
the
someone.
Pandey.
It was inspired by someone, but Pandey, I'm an Pandey. Anyways, so Kala Kahani Ki, the first verse, it's like लड़का सीधा सादा सा सेंट ज़ेवियर्स जाता था बचपन से ही कलाकारी का हुनर शायद छट्टी में गर्मियों की छुट्टी थी सुने अंग्रेजी गाने just to be cooler. So it's like kind of inspired by my story, and there's a lot of parallels in both the lives. One guy is like in St. Xavier's, the second guy is also in St. Xavier's. That is why the thumbnail has St. Xavier's St. Xavier's Purulia. That's my first school. That is where I feel like Jisu grew up in AJ Church, but he was born in St. Xavier's. St. Xavier's by because I got a lot from that school. I feel like recency bias এর জন্য বলতে পারিস, but because of my bad memory, I kind of don't give St. Xavier's much credit, but it is
neither do I, like
yeah, but it is definitely where I have some of my best memories. Like ekdom pati je school
you have
life.
your best friends like from the years.
Yeah, but like yeah, but like AJ Church इसलिए like I have good memories, but there are some memories which are not really like associated with school per se. Like AJ Church এসে নিয়ে আমি AJ Church থেকে বাইরে বেশি memories বানিয়েছি, and that was the reason I went to AJ Church, যেটা থেকে আমি বাইরে থাকতে পারবো, because ICSE চাপটা আমি নিতে পারছি না।
চাপ না, স্কুলটাই যাবেন না প্লিজ, কেউ পড়ো দেখছো please not go.
But I love Xavier's, and I left at the right time.
Different poles, I don't like Xavier's.
I left at the right time. That's
you left at the right time.
এটা লাইক এভরি রিলেশনশিপ হয় নাকি প্রথমে আর কিছু মাস খুব ভালো, তখন তুই যদি ব্রেকআপ করে নিস তাহলে ইউ only have the good memories, but then তারপরে when it get bitter and then when you break up you're like fuck, that was a bad person. So
Experienced.
I only have good memories.
না মানে এমনিতে একটা ইনসিডেন্ট অনেকটা হবে লাইফ মানে তো ক্ল্যারিটি নিয়ে যখন বলছিস
True.
কিছু তো একটা আছে
Yeah.
ঠিক আছে
So that's Kala Kahani Ki, and Kala Kahani Ki. It's also, the whole beat is inspired by Kanye West. His whole chimp monk soul genre that he basically created with the college dropout, late registration, something he has again used in Vultures to Bun Gandate. So Kanye West ওর ডেবিউ অ্যালবামের আগে ওর একটা জঘন্য অ্যাক্সিডেন্ট হয়েছে।
স্টোরিটা কোথাও দেখা লাগছে।
আমারও আগের বছর একটা খুব বাজে অ্যাক্সিডেন্ট হয়েছিল।
ড্রিঙ্ক এন্ড ড্রাইভ?
না,
সেম এন্ড ড্রাইভ।
The whole thing, he flipped it to a positive thing and he made a song called Through the Wire. ওটাতে the sample says through the fire, but he makes it sounds like it's saying through the wire, and his whole mouth was wired, like shut with a wire.
আচ্ছা,
তো পুরো rap time নিকো, I drink a booze for birds and a bed for birds, time নিকো, like his, you can like literally hear it, कि वो wire, through the wire he's rapping. So that was the philosophy behind his track, and that's why I say in my track कि लगता उसको शायद मर गया वो किसी एक्सीडेंट में।
स्टोरी ऑफ अनुभव।
Yeah, Anubhav. And I say कि this is a direct interpolation of Kanye's line in Late Registrations Touch the Sky कि I think I must have died in an accident because this must be heaven. So लगता उसको शायद मर गया वो किसी एक्सीडेंट में क्योंकि भाई ये तो स्वर्ग है। And then in the second verse the last words are कि और लास्ट में 4 शब्द fuck you pay me, and that was college dropout একটা কানির গান আছে 2 words বলে, ওইটাতে he says and 2 words fuck you, so I live by 2 words fuck you pay me. So again a lot of Kanye references and like just stories of 2 kids, one kid who got the love of his mother, of his father, and someone who used rap as a way to make his town a better place, a way he brought fame to his town. And in the second verse we see someone who is more interested in the other perks of being a rapper, like, oh, I'm in this gangster life, oh, I am doing drugs, oh, I am fucking bitches, oh, I'm doing this and that, all that flashy stuff. So like how hip hop shit cock, that's my, but again it can teach you good stuff and it can also teach you bad stuff. So this is something I'm putting a warning to anyone who wants to be a rapper. Like there's a dark side to it, and there are a lot of things you might learn which you shouldn't be learning, but yeah, like if you're not guided at the right time by the right people at the right places, then you might end up,
তুই গাইড করবি?
I will try my best, but I cannot take guarantee of anyone. I don't think.
Okay, so अनुभवेर POVটা বল next part, like कलाकार
The second one.
second part, yeah.
His POV is, see, this is very fabricated. I'm gonna be honest with you all. This is not a purely true story, but it is inspired by a fellow rapper, and yeah, it's just like there are people who think it is a role you play. The rapper is a role. It is like they
A character.
Yeah, they act like a rapper, and that is why they do a lot of stuff, like get so many fucking tattoos, do dreadlocks, and it's not, these are not things that I won't do. আমিও dreadlocks করবো, আমিও চুল কালার করবো, আমিও tattoos চাই আমার।
কিছুদিন আগে ছিল।
Yeah, but the thing is আগে আমি স্কিল সেটটা ডেভেলপ করেছি। তারপরে I was actually a rapper, then I started looking like a rapper. It's not it cannot be the other way around.
I have seen your Bermuda face.
Yeah, so it cannot be the other way around. You always need to get the basics done first, and then you can break the rules. Know the rules before you break the rules. That's the rule.
Polash fool.
Polash fool.
Polash fool. Cover art, it's like thumbnail is pretty clear. Polash fool.
It's a Polash fool, and there's a picture of Sumiran Das. Sumiran Das is the guy who made the song O Bapa Sonare, O Bapa Sonare, Jasna Baba Pancha Pukure. And that is the same rhythm I used for my hook. Ki geli bhuvon bhule, painai somoy kuze, monta gelo atke tor Polash fule. Again, monta gelo atke tor Polash fule. So
third person perspective থেকে বলছিস.
Yeah, these are two meanings. Ki tor Polash fule. You have your mind stuck on the Polash food, but it also like tor Polash food in your Polash food. So Polash fool, if you don't know, Polash fool is a flower. I think it's called fireclaw or something in English, but it is a flower which is kind of exclusive to Purulia. I feel like it's there in a lot of Lalmati, Rangamati, Rokamati areas, but it's mostly like Purulia is famous for that. So Polash fool, it's a seasonal flower. Around that holy time it grows, and that is why people have started to make colors with that natural.
Polash fool দিয়ে বাঁধতে জানি রং না.
So that nice.
I don't know you are able to listen to it, but
There's a really nice background music going on. I hope it doesn't get copyrighted. But Polash fool is a symbol of seasonal love. It could be for a person, it could be for an art form, it could be for a people.
Is it something you have experienced?
Yeah.
Seasonal.
Yeah, true.
Plus, please take the name.
I don't want to take the name.
Okay.
But it's something more like that's true, and that is what I talk about in the first verse. But the actual inspiration, like way before that thing happened, Polash fool was there in my mind for a long time. And it was like how people treat Purulia. Like there's someone who can grow up in the town. Someone like the second and above. Someone who grows up in the town. And then they just leave the town after class 12 or something. For good reasons, I get it. But then what do? You don't give back to the town anything. But at the same time, jetao tui korchis, jetao tui bolchis, there's some Purulia in that. And you use Purulia in a way. These are the things I told ki people might tell me.
People might agree.
Ki you use Purulia, you're like, oh, hi Purulia থেকে বলি চৌমুখো সেই ওই নিকুতি এই
মানে ওইটাই একটা আইডেন্টিটি হয়ে গেছে পুরুলিয়া.
Yeah.
চেঞ্জ করতে চাস?
Yeah, but I don't want to change it. I just like
পারসেপশনটা পাল্টাবে, পার্সপেক্টিভটা.
Like it's like there's a difference. Acha, again, use, abuse and misuse.
Use, abuse and misuse.
These are three very different things.
Okay.
Use এখন আমি তোকে use করছি.
আচ্ছা.
But the moment I'm like, there's someone who is like told me something that oh a conversation তুই এই জিনিসটা বলি আমার খারাপ লাগলো, then I'm like oh রাতুলকে বল, আমি তো কোনো বলিনি.
আচ্ছা.
That is abusing you.
That is abusing. And misuse?
Misuse is
like you asking me to get some weed for you.
None. Misusing is আমি এইটা বিক্রি করে দিলাম and I don't give you a share of anything. Like এক টাকাও দিলাম না. That is misuse. So you can use Purulia, but don't abuse or misuse Purulia. That's the thing. তো ওইটাই কি একটা মিসু মাদারল্যান্ড স্ট্যাটাস, তারপরে কিছু মাসের জন্য আরো গেলাম বলে. So that's the thing. You cannot be like that. And but it's like that. It's something I cannot change.
Like that.
It's something I cannot change though. Because Polash fool every year যেমন এটা গ্রো হচ্ছেই হবে. So every year কেউ না কেউ পুরুলিয়া থেকে বাইরে যাবে. And they will come back for puja.
Maybe তোর একটা হবে তুই বাইরে গেলি পলাশ ফুল দেখার জন্য পুরুলিয়া এলি.
That's the thing. I fear কি এটা আমার হতে পারে. I fear. This is a song about my fear.
Okay.
And Polash fool is sonically it is very inspired by Tyler the Creator, very inspired by Frank Ocean, and yeah, that is basically it. But another fun fact about Polash fool, I wanted to make a music video for this, and I casted my very near and dear Rajosi D for it. And I also wanted, it was between Tithi, shout out Tithi, and Ishita. Ishita as in Ishita.
Chakraborty,
Mahato, I think.
Mahato.
Just Ishita.
Just Ishita, Chinga.
Whatever it is. So I wanted to show kind of like a very left field LGBTQ plus love story. And there was like the third guy. It was supposed to be one of them is lesbian, one of them is bisexual, and there's a guy who comes in, and the bisexual girl falls in love with him, and the girl is all sad and all. And that bisexual girl is like the Purulian girl, and she is the Polash fool for that girl. So this was the story I wanted.
Okay.
But sadly, because of timing issues and all of that, we couldn't do it. So yeah. Polash Fool, I wanted to make a music video.
And Polash Fool is something which you have performed in your school.
Yeah, it is.
Shout out to Raj.
Yeah, shout out my bhai Raj. Raj.
I met him yesterday.
Raj is amazing. If you don't know Raj, he is.
Like, sorry, I'm sorry.
He's amazing.
He's amazing.
I and Raj performed this song on farewell, and it was pretty apt to perform in the farewell. Because after farewell, this is what happens. There's a lot of Polash fools in the school. And this year also, we're going to have a farewell, and so many friends of ours will treat Purulia the same way. So it's nothing we can do about. But
so will I do?
I don't know. You might.
I will do.
You might. You might.
Okay, so...
But it's just something I wanted to talk about. Again, none of my songs are solutions. I am not your savior. Like Kendrick said, I am not your savior. I am asking questions in all of these songs. All of these songs are just questions. And I'm just like doing something by asking the question in the first place. कि घरे যদি নোংরা আছে তো ওইটা আগে ডিসকভার করে কি হ্যাঁ ভাই ঘরে নোংরা আছে That is the biggest.
That's a stage 1, chapter 1.
That is stage 1. এটার পর আমি সলিউশন করার মতন আমি এখন অত বড় হরিদাস পাল বনি না I will become তখন আমি সলভ করব but not right now.
Okay. So last question from the
Polash Fool.
How many times you have been to Kharagpur?
Zero.
Okay.
Anyways. Let's move to 7:23 p.m. in Siam.
এখানে গ্যাংস্টার যিশু আছে
Kind of.
Yes.
I don't know. No, that's 103 God.
103 God, okay.
7:23 p.m. is more like
your cycle phase.
Cycle phase. There was a phase in my life when I used to wake up at 4 a.m. and I used to go around the town and गान सुनते सुनते just cycle चलाता আমি নানা জায়গা দেখতাম
What were the top rappers at that time? Eminem is one of them.
Eminem, we got J. Cole, Kendrick, like the usual. Drake.
Sunna Eminem.
Badle brain ki chemicals. But then we also I used to listen to a lot of stuff. Like Vince Staples. There was a lot of stuff. Blue and Black Thought. A lot of old stuff. Tribe, A Tribe Called Quest. Mobb Deep.
Platform 1.
And yeah, there was a lot of rappers. A lot of Desi rappers too. Raftar, Divine.
Raftar is like my favorite.
MC Stan.
Before Big Boss.
Yeah. MC Stan.
30 Par.
And 30 Par is the greatest album of all time. Greatest DHH album of all time. The day I make something greater than 30 Par, I will be proud of it.
That your line, मैं cool बना, dude बना, तब जाके मेरे घर पे 2 लाइन का food बना.
That's my genius.
Like I used to consider that MC Stan is not a rapper. क्या rap कर रहा है then? I heard 30 Par. Please, if anyone says that MC Stan is chapri, you are listening to the new songs, एक दिन प्यार and all. Please listen to 30 Par.
एक दिन प्यार is 30 Par.
Yeah, एक दिन पर तक ना केड़ा म्यूजिक वीडियो है ना बट बादे
हाथ भरती
ना की हस्ती
हस्ती का बस्ती
हाँ
बस्ती का
हस्ती हाँ
that I even love that song. I love every MC Stan song, but yeah, a lot of MUA Bantai also. I don't know what was wrong with me, but I was listening to Krishna too. and
Fun fact, I have never discovered Krishna. Like, I've never searched a song of Krishna and heard, like, I mean, MC Stan can't go search.
I used to like him, kind of, but then I think I just got better than him in a way. Then I was like, I don't want to listen to anyone who does not inspire me. He does not inspire
I have searched Everywhere Banta, Raftar, Divine, Honey Singh Badshah, bas. Explore করেছি.
Also, I was a really, really, really big Sidemot fan.
Sidemot
fan to the point, lockdown ওদের একটা শো হয়েছিল অনলাইন, আমি 210 টাকা দিয়ে ওদের ওটা টিকিট কেটে নিয়ে আমি দেখেছিলাম। অনলাইন শো হয়েছিল একটা। ওই শোটাতে প্রথমবার রাহুলকে আমি দেখেছিলাম। অ্যান্ড
হ্যালো ঠিক আছে হয়ে গেছে
and Rahul, for the first time I saw him and he previewed Sab Chahiye is a really great album, and Sab Chahiye producer che Bharg now works in Bollywood, so I know him back then by tokhon theke amazing guys, amazing work. So 7:23 p.m. in Sahiban. It's a nod to Drake jeta ekta ache ki 6 p.m. in this, 7 p.m. in this, like he has these songs. So 7:23 p.m. is obviously a nod to that, and the first half of the track is just beatboxing. So it's like a cipher is going on and I'm spitting a verse in a cipher, and that is how our ciphers were. আমরা রাধেদার দোকানের সামনে একটা এমনি
আইটি পার্ক
ওখানে আমি সাইফার করেছি অনেকবার। রাধেদার দোকানে 2-3 সাইফার হয়েছে।
কে কে আসতো তারপর সাইফারে?
সাজদা, রাজা একবার 2বার এসেছে, আরিয়া, বলরাজ, you remember Rega San Banerjee? আমাদের স্কুলে ছিল, he used to come. There was another guy from our school, Yash, he used to come, not Panchari. And অনেকজন আসতো, কাজলদা বলে।
এরা কোথায় গেল? মানে এরা যখন রাপ করতো তো এরা কোথায় গেল? লাইক
nobody just ওদের কাছে just ওই হাঙ্গারটা ছিল।
আচ্ছা,
the only 2 people যারা ওখানেও ছিল এখনো আছে, that's me and Sajda. Everybody else just kind of vanished. They are doing something else, focusing on life. But yeah, so that was 7:23 p.m. in Sahiban, the first part. There's a lot of like breaking down of lyrics, like that Jisoo and Leah like chain Cuba, sort of. We're talking about influences. Amirek on K.com. But I'm trying to link bro. .com link. But Raycon also has an album called Built for Cuban Links. Chain Cuba, Che Guevara, Cuba. It's a lot of.
So the reference game is much more harder than that Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne?
No. You're much more like inspired. Just if you look at the personality, it much resembles with that of Raftar. Like he used to dance a lot, like from that rap. Like he was a judge in some shitty show. So you are going to be like part of it.
Raftar is a politician, bhai.
Raftar is a politician, and I love his music. His Mr. Nair album, I even like drew a fan cover art for it, and yeah, I love Raftar. আমি Raftar-এর গান শুনেছিলাম মন্টেও টেকেন সালে।
That was amazing. Raftar-এর আমার favorite song is maybe Superman. There's a song called Superman with Manj music. Amazing song. And yeah, the second part of the song, 7:03 p.m. in Sahiban. The second part is inspired by Drake Onigula beats, like, and then I talk about like hard drugs, like Jisoo hard drugs. So in the first time it's like somebody offering me Jisoo hard drugs, and in the last I'm like Jisoo hard drug, like I am the hard drug. And there was an idea for a music video for this. I wanted to print out a small, like this much of the album cover, and I wanted the music video ki end I made a jive rakshi. That was inspired by Seedhe Mauth oder I think Paisa Nasha Pyar music video te ba kichu to korechilo. So yeah, Seedhe Mauth was really good, and there are few like recent tracks, SRK and Namuna, I kind of fuck with them. So I feel like they are going back to that phase, but yeah, it's a different story. So that was 7:23 p.m. in Saipan. I'm just thinking if I'm missing out on anything. There's a lot of Drake references. Teenage Fever, Na Binay Ko Bujor, Mone Hoya Me Hip Hop पर शतोत्तम बौर. लेकिन हर रात वो कहती है बेबी थोड़ा और तेरा देसी हिप हॉप को जो ज़रूरत हो थोड़ा और ये मेरा दौर मैं लंबी दौड़ का घोड़ाबाजी लगाना थोड़ी और याद आती है 20-20 या फिर 21 हेडफोन्स में सीधे मौत घूमता था साहिब बान साइकिल में लेके यूपी 14 वाली तौड़ rap in this Vasudev is again my brother. I've never met him, I'm yet to meet him, but he is literally me.
शनिवार रविवार सारे साथ मेरे साथ मैंने 11वीं में नाप दिया पूरा गाजियाबाद.
He's amazing.
Vasudev is
90% of my personality is Vasudev. Like he even has a hoodie like this.
Like I haven't like met him or কথা হয়নি ওর সাথে, but যত as a fan moment এর গান শুনেছি I really like
He's
him.
amazing bhai. I don't know if I'm on Noida Deluxe. I did send him a verse for Noida Deluxe. His deluxe mixtape Noida Deluxe যেটা I think next month drop হচ্ছে November এ. So if I'm there, so meet you all there. But yeah, he's amazing. So you be 14 wali tour. Repping the 6 Compton Will Jamne okhane Sosurgor. 6 is basically Drake here. Compton is Kendrick. And Will as in Faith Will. That's J. Cole. And these big three, like they are like Brahma Vishnu Mahesh. That's my thing. So that's 7:23 p.m. in Saipan, and then we move to 103 GOD.
Before we start 103 GOD, we will take a short break. In the meantime, all you are requested to have a glimpse of this studio. Like what I am seeing here, you all need to know. You have completed with the first 8 songs.
Yeah.
And the rest 8. Okay. अच्छा बताइए.
We're back from the break.
So that was the glimpse of the studio you witnessed now, and going back to song 9, 103 GOD. So the thing is, কোনো অসুবিধা হলে ভাই আটকে গেছে হালকা, লাইক কোনো ঝামেলা টামেলা হলে একটা হয়েছিল আমার, তখন যিশু গুয়াহাটিতে ছিল. সো ঠিক আছে, হয় লোকে ভিডিও বানাতে নেই, বাট যদি থাকতো তখন খুঁড়ে হতো না. So that was the reference. Jesus is a gangster. Like what I consider it. Like not a gangster as a criminal but as a savior.
বলছি তো
মানে
কোনো গুন্ডা
না, মানে একটা হয় না কি you need a like backup, কোন बंदे बुला लेंगे, I would say हम जीसू को कॉल कर लेंगे. So this is the whole narrative of the song 103 GOD.
See, the thing is thug life. Thug maneta young thug said it the best. True human undergod. Truly humble undergod. That is thug. THUG. So philosophically, I think I am at a place in my life right now that it's not like nobody can touch me, but যদি কেউ করে and I want consequences, I can do it. আমার লাইফের ন্যারেটিভটা আমি এমনি করে করতে চাইছি কি আমার জীবনে কোনো ঝামেলা হয়নি, কিন্তু আমার যখন ঝামেলা হবে ইট উইল বি বিগ অ্যান্ড আই এম শিওর অফ দ্যাট।
কার সাথে হতে পারে?
আই ডোন্ট নো, বাট আমি খুব অ্যাভয়েড করি এটা, আমি দম অ্যাভয়েড করি, আমি ঝামেলা একদম পছন্দ করি না। কিন্তু
চাপ নেবে কোনে আর বাপ টাইপ সেট,
কিন্তু ঝামেলায় আমাকে ইনভলভ থাকতে হয়, আর সেটার জন্যই আমি অনেকজনকে চিনেছি যারা যদি আমার ঝামেলা হয় কোনোদিন ওরা চামবাদুরের পাড়া উঠে নিয়ে আসে যাবে আমার জন্য। তো দ্যাট ইজ দ্য থিং কি মব টাইজ you can call that. And yeah, like if I talk about this, it seems very pretentious, it seems I'm trying to be cool, I'm trying to act gangster, but no, like যেমন সাজদাও বলে কি he's not nobody is a gangster. Like I've only seen one real gangster in my life, and that was my dad. I'm yet to see a real gangster. And jara if you're from my town and you are in my circle, যাদেরকে তোরা গ্যাংস্টার ডাকিস তারা গ্যাংস্টার লয়। ইটস আ ভেরি ডিফারেন্ট থিং দ্যান গেটিং স্টোন 24/7. তো I can call some brothers who gone 2 sound for me, make you see angel numbers. So that is the thing, like
gunshot sound.
Yeah, I have some brothers, but I tend not to call them, I try not to call them, but if things do go south I can call them. And yeah, that's basically 103 Judy. And even like the bigger picture is thumbnail jeta ache, it's a picture of Jesus having supper with sinners, and that is the thing. Ekta Earth Gang bole ekta rap group ache, oita Dr. Dutt, maybe that's the name of the guy. He had a line ki everybody knows Jesus hang with the horse killers and the criminals. তো এটা মানে বাইবেলেও আছে মেনশন কি জিসাসের বন্ধুরা প্রস্টিটিউট ছিল, বন্ধুরা সিনার্স ছিল। তো দ্য বিগার মেসেজ ইজ কি আই লাভ এভরিওয়ান অ্যান্ড আই ট্রাই টু নো এভরিওয়ান। আই ডোন্ট গেট ইনভলভড ইন এভরিথিং বাট আই নো এভরিওয়ান। লাইক যেটা কেন্দ্রিকও বলেছিল, পিস মেকার বাট আই এম নট নাইভ ব্রাদার। তো আই এম আ পিস মেকার বাট আই এম নট নাইভ লাইক দ্যাট, নট অ্যাজ মাচ অ্যাজ আই লুক or people perceive me to be. So that's the main philosophy behind the song, and it's also like and we don't call stoners gangsters. You all do that stupid shit, we just trying to get our bands up. So that's the thing, I'm only focused on money and
capitalist.
Yeah, all about that capital, MF Doom. So and then this song, there's a bridge, there's a breakdown, and in that I say, in my city I'm a young god. And when I say it, it's a reference to Abel Weekend's line in Often, where he says ki in my city I'm a young god, that pussy kill be so vicious, my god white he in my pocket. So like it's a reference to the Weekend, and the whole song, like the soundscape is very Drake. The soundscape is very, even like the name 103 God, Drake calls himself the sixth god. He's from the 6th of Toronto, so the sixth god from the 103 God. So that's like another nickname I gave to myself, a self-proclaimed 103 God. And if you want to test me for that, yeah, because
so hypothetically, if you're in trouble, whom would you call? Like who would you call?
I know who is going to call, and if you're watching this, they know who is going to pick up, they know. But yeah, like I have everyone, bro. I have everyone. I really want.
Do you think like they would come and save you?
Yeah, sure.
Inshallah.
Yeah, and also just a few days ago, the Johan Kendrick did that pop-out thing. Like he had a very big show back in June, I guess, and in that he performed Not Like Us, and every gang in LA, whether it was Pyrus, whether it was Crips, every gang in LA, they were all on stage together, they were all dapping each other up, they were shaking hands, and they were all just dancing together in that one song. So Kendrick is someone who can unite everyone, and that's something I want to reach in my life. I want to preach unity, and as someone who is in every friend group, as someone who is in every little gang or whatever.
नमक की तरह सबके साथ जाएंगे.
Yeah, everything. I'm there with everyone because J is you.
J is you.
So that's the
This was full form to बोले थे क्या?
There's a lot of full forms.
যেটা আমি জানি. যেদিকে ইচ্ছে সেদিকে
উড়ি. যেদিকে ইচ্ছে সেদিকে উড়ি. There's also jeopardizing industry standards unapologetically. There's also just inking some universes.
So does that mean कि तू कोई label sign करबी ना? Like
I have a label. Man Buma.
ওটা তো নিচে.
Yeah, but I would get signed, but signing.
উড়তে পারবি না যেদিকে ইচ্ছে.
Yeah, and label is a tricky thing, and I don't know much about the music business yet. I am yet to meet people who will tell me the truth, because most people who talk about music business, they talk about it because it's music business. They want to get you trapped, they want to pimp you. So I don't want to get pimped. I want to be a prophet, not a prostitute.
Not a butterfly.
See, everything is linked. Every song is every song. Everything is everything. Every door you open only leads to this.
Okay.
That's the thing.
So that's the end of this. Like
103 God. Then there's after the breakdown, there's the 103 God, and in that you can hear like helicopter sounds. I wanted it to be something grand, and there's 103 God. So it's like an anthem, like, and then the third verse, it's like a very direct diss to King. तू आके देख ले कौन या किंग, अपने बंदे तेरे घर पे घर फोन किया रिंग, बच्चे करे गैंग साइंस थ्रो, हमारे हैंडशेक स्ट्रॉन्ग लाइक इट्स एन ओल्ड नोकिया स्क्रीन.
do you like it?
I used to like him. तू आके देख ले everything he did with Carnival, anything, all that. But after मान मेरी जान, I think he was unable to deal with that kind of fame. I think he's someone who is forgetting his roots. He's someone who is just drunk on power and fame. And that is something I fear, but something I'm pretty sure will not happen to him because he has talent. Yeah, I love all of them. I remember in class 7 or 8, আমি তখন সিনিয়র দাদাদেরকে গোল্ড ডিগার শোনাতাম.
गोल्ड डिगर.
उसने कहा थी वो गोल्ड डिगर,
मेरे पास कौन सी लंबरगिनी.
वो तो है बस मेरी दीवानी, तूने कहा बंदी मैंने छीनी, तुझे बता दो.
गोल्ड डिगर আরেকটা ছিল बादशाह ना किंग लाइक फिनाले सॉन्ग.
ना there was another যেটা আমার দাম লাগে, एक दिन होगा चक्का भी जाम मेरे नाम के तेरी गली का,
वो भी एक मोमेंट लाइक दिस मोमेंट
amazing भाई. I love
that aura.
That was King Rocco.
King Rocco. King is the building.
Yeah.
King is the.
That was like back when he used to wear floral shirts. That was the best.
Lomba chul.
Yeah, emo face যেটা ছিল. Back then.
That was real King.
Yeah, that was.
এটা peer pressure এসে হয়েছে.
I remember making a Twitter post about artist I think will blow up, and in that list back in 2021. I put King on that list, I put Seedhe Moth on that list, I put MC Stan on that list, I put Vasudev, I put Fatal.
So you have been knowing Vasudev from 2021?
Yeah, 2020 I guess. 2021. I know him because ওই যে বললাম বানি একটা কম্পিটিশনে ছিল 1 minute rap challenge. 1 minute rap challenge এর উইনার ছিল বাসুদেব. তো তখন থেকে আমি জানি, তখন ওর লাইভগুলোতে আমি আসতাম, গল্প করতাম, অ্যান্ড আই হ্যাড দিস হ্যাবিট অফ স্ক্রিনশটিং হিজ লাইফ. তো আই কাইন্ড অফ লাইক ডকুমেন্টেড হিজ হোল, like everything from the change in his hair to the change in his personality to what he drinks.
I have never seen Vasudev, like his real face.
Damn.
Insta te kono post nahi, Spotify te kono chhobi nahi.
I've seen him. I've seen him a lot. I've seen a lot of things. Amazing guy. And Vasudev is also like a big inspiration for this type of personality, Sobar Sadabandhu, because he's also like that. He's friends with everyone, but also kind of like beefing with everyone at the same time. That is something I'm not relating to, but yeah. So that's 103 GOD.
Who's the next?
Let's go to Kagoj Nouka.
Kagos Noka. Like,
Kagoj Nouka, it's a reggae song in a way, and it's inspired by
Gazar Noka.
Gazar Nouka Bhartoli Zai, and also by Roll One Up by A$AP Rocky. And it's true, what I say in the song is true. कि मारता दम अपने धर्म के नाम पे, ब्रह्म में रहता नम बेकंठ जैसे गर्दन पे सांप है, ये सच में श्राप है, ऊपर वाला बाप है, and we like to get it poppin, पर पता होना चाहिए कि वो पाप है. Just a second. बोलो না এখন কল করো না একটু দাঁড়াও সময় লাগবে বলো বলো না খাইনি এগুলো পরে খাবো এখন পরে করবে রেকর্ডিং চলছে ওকে হেল ম্যারি
Hail Mary. Second last song.
yeah we'll get there but yeah Kagoj Nouka Matadam so it's like I don't okay a question to you do you think there's a link between marijuana and Shivji
No.
there's no link but I don't know who the fuck made this story up but there's literally
Also
no
that
link.
Ma Kali and Kasimam. So, like, what
No,
are
there's no link. There is absolutely no link. The philosophy is Shivji drank poison. So if he can drink poison and be okay, then I am giving everything, whether it is alcohol, whether it is marijuana, whether it is drugs, anything which is intoxicating, I'm giving it to you because you can take this and be okay, but I am a mere human, I cannot. It's not like he didilam avar lidilam. It's not like that.
Prasad no it.
It's not prasad.
It's not Prasad.
And if I mean this narrative, Sonnasi Baba and all, and Amar Goro Sankranti Pujote, Chilu Mar Ganja Day, but I don't really get it. But at the same
Like people mostly confuse Shiv and Aghori.
yeah.
Aghori na nesha kore because they have that's their way of living.
That's Bam Tantro. There's a lot of stuff with that, Tantra Vidya and all. Let's not talk about that. And
Not now.
not now. And yeah, so that was so this song is basically an anti-weed song, and that's why in the I say कि अगर चाहिए मुक्ति उसके दूसरे रास्ते सबसे सरल समाधान बस उसका नाम ले बोलो हर हर
Mahadev.
So that's the thing. That's the homie right there. Realist. And then in the second verse, I say Subba se 36 chamber. Nahi sunda Wu-Tang. Wu-Tang has an album called Enter the 36 Chamber. But over here I'm referencing ki one of my friends, he used to never smoke, not even cigarettes. But then in this room, he smoked a joint for the first time, and then he was so hooked on it that even like 36 chamber, like
Take the
30,
name.
40 chambers, he did. I cannot take them.
Okay.
So that's why, yeah, but he knows this song is for him, and he knows this song word for word. But yeah, it's sad that they say it's the gateway drug, and it kind of is. And now they've moved on to way harder stuff, pushing needles in their body. And
So they're out of this or they're more into this?
yeah, they're more into this, but the last time I saw them, they were pretty okay. So I think they're kind of better, but yeah, they're still very much into it. So again, addiction, like, it's not a good thing. So that's Kagoj Nouka, and again, I try rapping in Patwa. I believe it's called Patwa. It's the language they say in Jamaica. But yeah, to anyone watching this, you're not smoking the same stuff which Bob Marley used to smoke. Okay. So, and Rastafari, that's a very good culture, and yeah, I'm like, more power to you if you're doing that, but it's not the same as what's happening in the town. In the town, don't try to romanticize anything. Don't try to romanticize addiction. Don't try to romanticize any substance. That's my advice. And yeah, चाहिए मुक्ति उसके
The
दूसरे
answer is like Kendrick Carolina I'm the biggest hypocrite of 2012.
2015.
15, you are the biggest hypocrite of 2024.
Maybe. But yeah, again, I'm not a hypocrite, I'm grey.
I'm great, okay.
I'm grey.
Centrist. Great.
I'm grey. So that's Kagoj Nouka, and there are more references like Om Namah Shivaya, I say bum bum bole.
Okay, let's get into that cover art, that thumbnail of.
Yeah, there's a kagoj noka, there's a paper boat, and yeah, kagoj noka.
Kagoj noka.
And even like the whole hook is like Ma Baba Shudu Mal Fufi, Bab Babe Guri Jal Chhi, Bhaira Kurai Jama Kulesh, no, Eman Ganguly. Ganguly as in Saurav Ganguly.
Australia match.
Yeah. Lords Bhurpagachama Mane Dadagiri. That was a fire song.
So that seems like that you are a cricket fan too.
No, I'm not into sports. I know the big names, I know the big things, but intricacies I don't know. Like even I said in Leah 95 ki like Dhoni in a 10 number Barcelona jersey. So like that's like the two goats. Like Dhoni, but he is in a 10 number Barcelona jersey. He's like Messi. So like Messi and Dhoni combined. I want to be that great. And Saurav Ganguly, Dada. But like I'm not that big of a cricket fanatic in any way.
Football.
No sports.
No sports.
I know every sports, but I'm into no sport. Like ever since a kid, I've never been into sports.
Okay, so shall we move on to the next slide?
Let's go. Dear Leah.
Dear Leah. Dear Leah. So what like तुझे ना मानिए चीज, it is for the town.
Yeah.
And
it
what
is
people
exclusively for the town.
And what people consider is
it's
like,
for a girl.
It's for a girl.
But it's
like line चुलो होनी चाहिए सुंदरी तो के बहुत.
Yeah, because it's like personification.
Personification.
I've personified the town into a girl, and this is my love letter to her. And this was written.
This is not a rap. This is not a rap. Like.
This was rap because the first time I ever wrote this, it was only till that Jani na kar dor koto dur shudu jani tora ma dor karha. It was only till that. Baki purota I've written like ager ek bochor. Other than that, everything was pre-written 2021 se. Dear Leah, it was like আমার একটা Instagram post ও কোথাও আছে Dear Leah only অতটুকুটা. And it was in that song with Raja. One Take, that was name of the song. ওটাতে. So that was the thing with Dear Leah ki I wanted to write a love letter to my town. And Leah is a nickname I gave to my town. So yeah, Dear Leah is, you can say it's Abritti, you can say it's a
Abritti,
it's a poem.
pretty straight kar mane eta kono main ni hobbies hi nai.
No. Even when I read it right now, আমার মাথায় একটাও মেয়ে আছে। It's just পুরুলিয়া। কারণ উদয় থেকে অস্ত শুধু তাকে নিয়ে ব্যস্ত। আমার আসল প্রেম পুরুলিয়া শুধু। So yeah, that's the thing. In Dear Leah, I've said a lot of things. There's a lot of foreshadowing कि জানি যেতে হবে দূরে যদি যেতে চাই কাছে আমার লক্ষ্যে। So yeah, I know that I need to go away from the town to get closer to my aim. But দূরত্ব বাড়লে ভালোবাসা কখনো কমবে। And সুন্দরী তোকে ভগবান মানি। Sundari again, Sundari Purulia. And yeah, I end the verse with like Iti Jishu.
Iti Jishu.
And there's a good contrast with Dear Leah is just vocals and ekdom background there's a faint sound of Vani Roy sampled. And that is like the first half is just vocals and the second part is just the beat. That is Jungle Mall. And Jungle Mall is another name for this
Purulia.
Not just Purulia, like Puro area, because there were jungles and there were mahals. That's why Jungle Mall. It was like tribal and.
Like started from Gorponchakot, then to Ajodha. Gorponchakot had palaces.
I'm not like a scholar of the geography of this thing. I'm a Janina, but yeah, I know a few facts here and there. Kijamon Manbhoom, that name came from Raja Man Singh. Raja Man Singh was gifted this land, so that's why Manbhoom. That's why we have Singh Boom, Bir Boom. So that's how the names came to be. But Jungle Mahal, it's because it was I think a name during the British era. But what's important is Jungle Mahal, the genre of the music in that second part of the track, that's called Jungle DNB. So I really love super fast drums, drum and bass. So I wanted to make a song like that. And there are like a few sounds of like animals and all in the song. So like Jungle Mahal. So I wanted that type of contrast.
So do you think like rap is poetry? Like
Yeah, it is. Rhythm and poetry.
Rhythm and poetry. Yeah.
Lupe Fiasco said it. So yeah, it is poetry. We are the highest like evolution of poets.
Do any favorite poet? Like other than West rap ta baat kono favorite poem Asian time theke ja poem toke bhalo lage Rabindranath baat like you are a Bengali so you will worship him.
Sukumar Rai.
Sukumar Rai.
I love Sukumar Rai. I remember one of the first poems that I ever memorized was Shohaj Patra or something like
Mone ache
I don't remember but I remember একটা লাইন ছিল 15 বার ম্যাট্রিক 12টি বার ম্যাট্রিকে ফেল something like that. It was about like a patra like a groom to be and he's describing the groom to be. See, I've not invested much time into poetry, but I love poetry. I love writing more than I love reading. That's the problem, I guess. But yeah, Dear Leah te অনেক ছোট ছোট references আছে যেমন ছিল দোষ অনেক তোর মধ্যে তারই জন্য আজ ফিরদৌস আমি ফিরদৌস is a poet. So yeah, there's a lot of references there. The thumbnail of the video, it has B&B. There's a lot of stories in B&B.
Let's go with that B&B story.
B&B, it was the place where I had my first ever rap battle.
Like Purlia used to have rap battle then.
Not used to, active. In my memory, there's only been one rap battle and that was me. There was a guy called Triam who makes EDM music now, and there's a guy called Yash who I don't know what he's doing, but he was my I was versus Yash, and this Yash guy was exactly 10 years older than me. I was 14, he was 24, and I think I kind of bruised his ego by slaughtering him with words, and but yeah, that was like the turning point because after that I felt a lot more confident in myself, and just a year after I was called there again to perform this time, and that is where I met Raja, and I had a few songs and I wanted to perform this remix of a song from the album Starboy by The Weeknd, and the name of the song was Sidewalks. Yeah, Sidewalks. The chorus of the song is Sidewalks save my life, oh no they never lie. So that was Sidewalks, and আমার ওখানে পারফর্ম করার খুব ইচ্ছে ছিল, but the whole crowd was just like budha budhi. I don't know what happened that day, but the whole crowd was just senior citizens and they don't understand hip hop. So I had to take it to the literal Sidewalks, and I made the friend who was there, Ranveer was there and another guy. They were waiting for me. I was holding their phone. Beat ta ekta theke bajjilo and ekta amar lyrics gulo chilo, and I performed that. So that is the reference I make in platform 1 ki day 1 Sidewalks, prothom day Starboy. So
ইনস্টাতে আছে ওটা
ইনস্টাতে এখন আছে আর ওইটারই লাস্টে আমি বলেছি যদি জানেন না তো জেনারেলি 72313 এর মেরে
কোন ইয়ার
এটা 2022
তে তুই একটা লাইন বলেছিলিস গানের যেটা তোর 2023 তে ফার্স্ট নভেম্বরে তো প্ল্যাটফর্ম মানে হুক হলো 2022 তে তুই বলেছিলিস কি তুই একটা মিক্সটেপ রিলিজ করবি ফার্স্ট নভেম্বরে লাইক ইউ ক্লেম দ্যাট শিট এন্ড you did that in 2023. So
to confirm it,
fuck, you're a Vishnu bhai. Everything is pre-planned.
To confirm it, just affirm it.
Like if anyone have a doubt ki bhai ki bolche you have a plan, so just your Insta te ja and post.
ওটার আগেও even 2021 এ আমার অনেক কিছু আছে
like একটা chat screenshot story লাগিয়েছিলিস
chat screenshot
জিসু অ্যাকাউন্ট থেকে কাউকে মেসেজ করেছিলিস
but there was also another কি অনেকগুলো ফটো ছিল আমার তখন ফটোগ্রাফির প্রথম হুজুক চাপে ছিল তো তখন ওইটার ক্যাপশনে ছিল কি অডিও অ্যান্ড মেবি ভিজুয়াল ট্যুর অফ দিস প্লেসেস অন 1/1/2023 সো এটা অনেক দিন আগের থেকে ম্যানিফেস্ট করছি অ্যান্ড ইট হ্যাপেন্ড
2021 থেকে প্ল্যান
yeah and since we are here and এই সময়তে আগের বছর লিটারালি আই ওয়াজ ক্রাইং এটা এই জিনিসটা নিয়ে শুধু আমার মা জানে আর বাবা জানতো আই ওয়াজ লিটারালি ক্রাইং আমি মাকে সকাল 6টাতে কেঁদে বলছি মা আমার মিক্সটেপ মনে হয় না হবে। And I put so much into the mixtape, it was like a mixtape টা যদি হয়ে যায় then this thing actually works. Having faith in God works, manifestation works. তো যদি mixtape টা না হতো then I would have been somebody else, quite literally. আমার মনে হয় যে আমি কেঁদে কেঁদে মাকে বলছি আর মা বলছে তুই ঘরে। আমি ঘর এলাম, ঘরে এসে নিয়ে মা আমাকে চা বানায় দিল, বিস্কুট টিস্কুট দিয়ে আমায় ওটা খেতে বললো। তখন আমার বাবা বলেছিল কি ধুর কাঁদছিস কেন, বেঁচে আছি তো। অ্যান্ড হি টোল্ড মি কি আমি জানি আমার বেটু যেটা চাইছে ওটা করবে, কে কোনো করার নেই। অ্যান্ড দেন হি ওয়াজ লাইক কি খেতে না, তারপরে যা গিয়ে বানা। অ্যান্ড দেন তারপরে এসে নিয়ে আমার পর আইডিয়াজ আসতে থাকলো। অ্যান্ড আই ফিনিশ with Triambakam, Cycle, Drunkle, Hail Mary, 16 years, and part of 103 GOD in the span of 3 days. So half of the mixtape was made in 3 days.
And Triambakam যেটা সবথেকে বেশি হিট হয়েছে।
Yeah.
সবথেকে বেশি হিট।
My dad put up 3 stories. একটা ছিল D-Salah, একটা ছিল Leah 95 আর একটা ছিল
Triambakam.
His favorite song was D-Salah. তখন আমাদের মিষ্টির দোকানটা ছিল, তো মিষ্টির দোকানে বাবা একটা স্পিকার নিয়ে গিয়ে আমি দেখছি পুরো D-Salah বাজছে। D-Salah বাজতে বাজতে বাবা দোকানে কাজ করছে। And that is like one of my favorite songs. আমি রিসেন্টলি উড়ান একটা হয়েছিল শো, ওটা রবীন্দ্র ভবনে। That's my biggest stage yet. রবীন্দ্র ভবনে in front of maybe 100 I performed D-Salah. And Karthik Raja এসেছিল, বিপুল এসেছিল and Deepak also. These are all like people you have seen on TV, Dance Plus, Super Dancer, India's Best Dancer এখন বিপুল আছে। So they all 3 of them put up my story and they're like damn, this is some old school stuff, and that is one of my
like it was planned or all of a sudden like
no, it was planned. আমি বলেছিলাম ইমরান দা তখন ছিল, ইমরান দাকে বলেছিলাম কি দাদা আমি পারফর্ম করবো, and rest in peace Om Shanti. Again I lose someone every year, so it was I guess Imran Das here this year. So okay, so he gave me that platform and that is why I had to dedicate a whole performance যেটা I guess জুলাইতে হয়েছিল ওয়াকিং স্ট্রিটে। I was wearing that Imagine Dance Studio, the t-shirt he gifted me, and একদম ওর ভঙ্গিতে অমনি করে আমি ব্রেসলেট করেছিলাম, and I dedicated that performance to him and I performed his favorite songs, and his favorite song also happens to be
Triambakam.
So let's talk about Triambakam. Let's start.
So like আগে কভার আপটা বল কি আছে Triambakam-এর?
Triambakam-এ আছে I think শিবজির একটা ফটো আছে, and the picture I think it's Gauri Lankesh.
যা হ্যান্ড হয়েছিল।
Yeah, Gauri Lankesh and yeah, Triambakam, the word comes from Mahamrityunjay mantra. Triambakam means the
third eye god.
Three-eye god. And yeah,
no, starting like I remember the lyrics. So like প্রথমে আগে তুই মহামৃত্যুঞ্জয় মন্ত্রটা ডিসাইফার করেছিস, like the cucumber word, that bondage of birth, rebirth, that cycle, samsara, what we call. So then we are going into the lyrics. Tera naam kya hai?
Tera jaat kya hai? That is a reference to Good Kid, Mad City. Ki man down, where you from, my brother? Who do you know? Where you from? Where your grandma live? This mad city I run, my brother. So it was a reference to that, and also सीधे मोते शक्तिमान। क्या है तेरा नाम, क्या तेरी पहचान है हो, क्या है तेरी कौम, तू किसकी संतान है हो. So a
and
reference
somewhat
to
from Scalp Them, like that concept.
Scalp Them, yes, Scalp Them. Scalp Them, amazing song. सीधे मोत, I love सीधे मोत when they used to be political. They are too apolitical nowadays.
Performing for the politicians.
That's Hanuman kind.
That's Hanuman kind.
Hanuman kind. So Triambakam, हिंदू खतरे में,
हिंदुत्व से
क्यों खौफ दिलाना हमें भगवत से, सरकार की आंख आज सब पे है, तभी कितने आवाज आज दब के.
Let's perform it, like please.
What you want, your house, your car, seat, book, job, हिंदू राष्ट्र 15 लाख, anything. मेरा नाम मोदी, I'm your dog. मित्रों.
So this line is taken from that High Power song.
High Power না, it was
one of the Kendrick song.
Kendrick-এর দুটো গান ইউজ হয়েছে, ওয়েসলিস থিওরিতে ইউজ হয়েছে, যেখানে বলছে what you want, your house, your car, 40 acres of a land, a mule, a guitar, anything. My name is Lucy, I'm your dog.
I'm a dog.
Lucy is a reference to Lucifer, like Satan, like devil. And then in All Right, he says, ki, Uncle Sam, I'm your dog. Uncle Sam is US, like a personification of USA. So he's basically saying USA and the devil are the same. And in my song, I say Modi. And this is basically like fake promises, you know. What you want, you a house, you a car, seat, book, job, Hindu Rashtra, 15 lakh, anything. Mera naam Modi, I'm a dog, Mitron, you can live at the bazaar. Museum of Democracy, a fitting name. That is the name of the parliament.
Like the new parliament
they're making.
Aakhri active parliament.
Museum of Democracy. That's a crazy name, bhai. They're like, democracy doesn't exist, so we are making a museum of it. Museum of Democracy, a fitting name. Capital of Hypocrisy, a better name. खुशी की बात, आज़ादी को 77 साल, लेकिन देश के टॉप 10 के पास प्रतिशत 77 मान. And this is, the statistics are true. The 10% of the population of our country owns 77% of the wealth. And I don't know statistics or mathematics, but that's pretty bad. That is pretty bad. 77 माल, system ही जाल, because the system is a trap. इनके हर बातों में हलाहल और वादा करते आने वाला है अमृतकाल. Halaahal is the poison. So like every word they say is filled with hate, but they are saying we will bring अमृतकाल, we will bring the good days, अच्छे दिन
आएंगे.
खुदा करे रहम जल रही फिलिस्तीन.
लेकिन मणिपुर के मामले में अजनबी हर
गृहस्थी. वो चाहिए मैती या कुकी, हिंदू या मुस्लिम, जुलू या दोसा. Zulu and Dosa were two tribes. And Methi Kuki are the two communities in Manipur. Hindu Muslim, we know. Methi या Kuki, Hindu या Muslim, Zulu या Dosa. पत्रकारों ने सिर्फ नफरत परोसा. Like everything they do is just hate mongering. They just serve you hate. They serve hate for the Muslim to the Hindus and hate for the Hindus to the Muslims. That's all they know to do. News reporters, I don't respect them anymore. A few, but even those few I don't. They're all sellouts. So
আমাদের ঘন্টা খানিক হয়ে গেছে আজকে.
ঘন্টা খানিক সঙ্গে রাত.
ঘন্টা খানিক
तो नफरत परोसा हुए सब इतने नीचे, सवालों से सलाखों के पीछे, तभी जनेऊ कान के साइड में करके जेनोसाइड भी ठीक है. And that's how we, you know, justifying a genocide. कि तो ब्राह्मण.
Like nowadays, like Lawrence Vishnu is hyped up.
Yeah. See, we're back in the 90s again. But that was Daud Ibrahim, this is Lawrence.
That was a Muslim, that it is a Hindu.
Okay. And then again the hook comes in and then it's like, क्यों आज करे students quit India movement? ऐसी कौन सी party? Quit India movement like
JNU, like entire group. Kanayalal, starting from Kanayalal.
No, it's not about that. It's like quit India movement, they're leaving India for higher education. That's brain drain.
So, two perspective.
So that's the thing कि क्यों आजकल students quit India movement ऐसी कौन सी पार्टी है जो करती हिंसा की आरती है. ये बातें तुझे मिलेगी ना NCERT में. वो चाहिए Hathras and Unnao, like way before this Arjikor thing. Like these two things happened, but I feel like these were not as big as what happened recently, because these were crimes committed against Dalit. And we don't care about Dalits in this country.
In India, yeah, mostly in India.
Hathras and Unnao, right to protest और terrorism same. तभी सभी रहते चुप ना. सुना बन रहे हम सुपर पार, लेकिन युवा के पास नहीं सामान्य रोजगार. कुछ बचकाने क्वेश्चंस जो तुम मुझे पूछने. क्यों दलित मंदिर में घुस नहीं सकते? जब एक ही देव को वो भी पूछते. असली देशभक्त कौन जो चुप रहे और मान ले जो भी दिखाते हैं न्यूज़ पे? क्या हो सकता है शुद्ध अगर छिड़कते हैं गौमूत्र उस पे? So that's the thing, like there's a lot of, you know, stupid ass shit that we do in the name of religion that I don't really fuck with.
So कौन सा rapper, conscious rapper, you know, like it is something which suits your song.
Yeah, like you need to be conscious at times. Like who were the prophets, who were the messengers in the old times? It was all the musicians, the poets.
What is the source of all these religious teachings? Like who taught you? Like everything, the Hinduism, the Islam, or the great philosophy. Like জন্ম থেকে তো first নাই.
No, it was me researching myself and me a lot of YouTube videos, a lot of text and all, but also Survive Self. And for Islam, it's hands down my brother Tanzil. And Christianity, a lot of school has taught me a lot.
Did Tanzil like the song Triam?
Yeah, he liked it. Imran loved that song.
So yeah, the message is clear.
But yeah, that's the thing. I don't care about. There's a line by J. Cole. I don't care about religion. There's too much ego in the way, and that's the thing. Ego and religion cannot be in the same sentence. So again, this very like a very oneness type message. But I believe everything is the same. It's only one God. Which God? I don't know. I don't know his name. There are many manifestations of him. Some manifestations I relate to. I find a deep connection with. That's why I like Jesus. That's why I like Shiv. That's why I like Krishna. And that's what, like, Hinduism is, it's very interesting, and you should treat it the same way that you treat like mechanics in a video game for some reason. Like that's how I like to treat Hinduism. It's like a lot of references here and there. Like I've heard the story that there was once like a young Brahmin who was this was one of those avatars of Vishnu, some Vatu avatar or something, I'm sorry, I don't remember the name, but it was like a young Brahmin avatar of Vishnu, and he went to a king's palace, and he was very chubby, he was very cute, and the Rani was like not a Rani but the daughter or someone who was not yet lactating. She said that you're so cute, I wish I could breastfeed you. But at that time she was not old enough to breastfeed that avatar of Vishnu. But him being Vishnu, he was like, okay, I will come to you in another lifetime and I will fulfill your wish. And that was the name of that Rakshashi who he like suckled her breast and then like bit off her nipple. What was the name of that? Damani or something?
I don't remember.
Mandodari.
Most probably.
Maybe Mandodari. But in the Krishna avatar, she got absorbed by Krishna again. A lot of the gopis, in Krishna's Ras Leela, the gopis are actually mantra devs. So like all these mantras that we chant, they are also devtas in themselves. So they once had a meeting that we are all there to describe the Paramatma, but we cannot experience Paramatma ourselves because we are only Shabds, we are only Akshars. So Vishnu told them, in one lifetime, I will bring you all to me, and that is the Gopikas. One set of Gopikas are the mantras. So like it's very beautiful that how it's all interconnected, and this is something I find like relatable with my mixtape and with my work, that it's all interconnected. Like Triambakam is connected with this, and this is connected with that, and this is in that, and blah, blah, blah. So that is my philosophy, and that is why I find Hinduism so interesting, and that is why I'm a firm knower of God. And let's move on with the song.
Okay, like that last line, like सिहाय भरी मेरी घाव.
Yeah, सिहाय भरे मेरी घाव से हल्की मूंछों को देता हूँ ताव में, गला काटो आवाज फिर भी हर गांव में मैं ये शब्द लिखकर आबाद हूँ. और इससे पहले कि चढ़ाए वो मुझे सूली पे, I'll kick one of the policemen, take a gun off and pull it to myself and go bang, मैं चंद्रशेखर आजाद हूँ. That's a reference to Chandrasekhar Azad, a freedom fighter who is not often talked about. But ऐसे ही बातों के लिए जाऊँगा उमर कैद में, दिन दूर नहीं देगा उमर खालिद में. Umar Khalid, again, controversial topic, but I feel like what I meant is what I said in earlier, कि right to protest or terrorism same. So the government has the power to do something similar to the Rowlett Act right now. And I don't think that is a very safe space for free speech. But as long as I'm not getting not getting imprisonment because of saying this, I think we're chill. The day, but I think that will happen maybe someday. I hope not, but yeah. The goal with Triambakam is to make the song irrelevant. The day the song will be irrelevant, that day I will win. That's with every protest poetry ever. The day the song, they're like, ki bol chala raha. That's the day that wins. Why not?
But the ending lines?
Yeah. असली हिंदू जो बजरंग दल में घुसते या जो मंत्रों से प्राप्त करना चाहते मुक्ति या जो मानते ईश्वर उनमें नहीं कोई मूर्ति या जो चाहे योगी बने अगले प्रधानमंत्री क्या सेक्युलर रहने से भगवान प्यार कम करते हैं रोज मैं पूछूं खुद से पढ़ू गीता तो फीके लगते ये मुद्दे फिर भी कुछ नाराज ये सुन के क्योंकि जो जय श्री राम बोले वो ज्यादा हिंदू मुझसे
এই লাস্টে কিছু লাইন শুনে লাইক আমি তখন জিমে ছিলাম তো প্লেলিস্টটা বাজছিল মিক্সটেপটা ত্রিয়াম্বকম যখন এলো লাইক চেস্ট ডে ছিল ত্রিয়াম্বকম করছি লাস্টের লাইন আটকে গেল লাইক আমার একটা ফ্রেন্ড ছিল ওকে বললাম তুল ঠিক আছে আমি বসলাম লাইক আমি একটা রেস্ট নিলাম আর আমি ত্রিয়াম্বকম শুরু থেকে পুরো লাস্টে শুনলাম অ্যান্ড দ্যাট ডে আমি একটা ডিসিশন কি আমি এটার উপরে ডেডিকেটেড ভিডিও বানাবো অ্যান্ড দেন অন 16th December লাইক আই ডোন্ট রিমেম্বার দ্য ডেট মোস্ট প্রবলি 16th আমি নিজের লাইক সব থেকে কন্ট্রোভার্সিয়াল ভিডিও ইউটিউবে লঞ্চ করলাম দিস ওয়াজ দ্য ইন্সপিরেশন তারপরে এটার হালকা রেফারেন্স আছে তারপর আমি দমে গাল খেলাম সবার কাছে লাইক পাবলিকের কাছে বিকজ পিপল ডিডন্ট গট দ্য পয়েন্ট which was talking about they thought that I am anti Ram ये तो जो terrorist है.
The song is anti-hate.
Anti-hate. Actually, it's anti-hate.
The song is anti-hate. And I think we have a lot of hate speech. We need to focus on love speech. Actually, I need to pick this up. Hello, halka I'm busy. आज मैं तेरे को पूरा call करूँगी हैं भाई. So that was Triambakam, and the end of Triambakam there's a horrible sound.
Horrible sound.
And the beat is something which I think that's the selling point. The beat is just like one of the hardest beats that I've ever made.
It's the hardest lyrics part. Like it can inspire a 16-year-old boy to make a video out of it, and then like you are the one who saved me from all those things. Like amaro ek mas par, 1.5 months पर 1 year हो जाएगा complete. So that journey, fuck.
Like wait, Triambakam like the beat, it is a sitar, but the sitar is distorted to the point it sounds like an electric guitar. And there's like sound of that arti, that machine. It's literally taken from like a reel. At a relay আমি পেয়েছিলাম কি contact this এত দাম
Pujar arti.
Pujar that machine you see.
Machine.
It's sound of that machine. And in the end, that also is like a, I think ISKCON এর কোনো রাধে রাধে something like কীর্তনের আওয়াজ.
আমার একটা আইডিয়া আছে লাইক কিছু 100 years পর তো ত্রিয়াম্বকম গানটাকে as a মন্ত্র ইউজ করা হবে. লাইক মন্দিরে ত্রিয়াম্বকম से आए भरी मेरी गाँव से तो बच्चा बोल से आए भरी मेरी गाँव ने सुंदर कांड मत जिनिस हो जाए होता है so my next to cycle আমি কোনো বলবো না তুই বলবি
cycle is the I think one of the most personal songs, and cycle like the name psych, like it's not a word which exists. Cycle as in psychedelic and also like cycle. So I'm saying ki life's a cycle and I'm just trying to find my balance because it's a cycle. But I'm also trying to break from it because it's a cycle. So that is like everything you've said me like hypocrite and all. That's the thing. I'm between balancing my life on this cycle, but at the same time to break from the cycle. And I also say in platform, wo bole life's a cycle. I'm a right chain tootne tak. So that's the thing. Chain, as in the chain of these generational trauma, generational pain. I need to break free the whole bloodline from that. I'm the black sheep of the family. And the soundscape of cycle, it's very, very, very inspired by Tame Impala. And that is why you cannot even hear the vocals. But the vocals say ki I smoke, my father smoked, I know his father smoked. I hope my grandson don't ever say his father smoked. So I don't want my son to smoke if I ever have one. And uncle was an alcoholic. His uncle was an alcoholic. I hope my nephews don't relate to this story. So yeah, that's the thing. I've lost family members due to alcoholism, due to smoking. But these are things that I've inherited from them. I wrote a shairi, like I told Sogotada that day about it, कि तुम पे होगी ज़मीन ज़ेवर और महंगी गाड़ियाँ, पर हमारे यहाँ विरासत में मिलती बस दर्द और ज़िम्मेदारी. So that's the thing. We only get from inheritance. We only inherit responsibilities and pain and these bad habits. So cycle is all about me trying to get rid of that. But at the same time, it's a very trippy song, something you can listen to while you're intoxicated. So there's always this, juxtaposition or this irony behind every song. The Triam, it's a song which is named after a god, but at the same time it attacks Hindutva. Not Hinduism, Hindutva. Cycle, it's also a song which is me kind of literally trauma dumping that, oh, this is what happened in my life with my parents and my grandparents, and I hope I get to break the cycle, but at the same time it is a song you can drink to. It's kind of like Swimming Pools by Kendrick Lamar. So that's Cycle. And let's move to Drunkle.
Like 2 words, drunk, uncle, drunkle.
Yeah. So this is a song about my Kaka Babu. And yeah, there's a lot of things I wanted to write in this song, but I couldn't. The whole song was made under, 2-3 hours, I guess. And I was in drunk when I made it.
So something what people call mumble, you have tried in this, like drunk.
Not mumble,
But it sounds like.
Yeah, because it's like a lot of pitch correction. So like it goes from like very deep to very, and that is a reference of Weekend's initiation track. Weekend did it in his track Initiation. So it's like the highs of a trip, like a intoxicated trip, and the lows of a trip. That's what I'm trying to symbolize. তো ড্রাঙ্কলের সব স্টোরিগুলো ট্রু ভাইপোর নাচের শো আমি মদ খাই গেলি পাছি না লিতে শোক তাই শুধু মদ খাই গেলি
So you are writing it from whose perspective?
Perspective of my uncle. If my uncle was a rapper, and he was a big Himesh Reshamya fan. So that is why the ending, the outro of the song is kind of, I'm trying to mimic Himesh Reshamya, like Dil Sa, and I'm saying Dil Se. So like Dil Sa, because he used to drink Dil Se. Dil Sa, Dil Sa, Dil Sa, Dil Sa, Dil Sa. That's the idea behind Drunkle. And Drunkle aro onek kichu, like as I said with D-Salah song, ki if your life is D-Salah, then you will become Drunkle. Ki বাপ সো ফেড আপ আজ বলে কিছু না, কারণ ছেলা বড় না ভোরের থেকে মদে ঢুকে টাকা চুরির কথা মাথা ঘুরে সালা ঘরে আমি পড়ে দিছি দাদা 2টা করে টাকাটুকু পরে দিছি কোথাছিলি কাজ, কিন্তু ওখানে মদ খাই গেলি, ছিল শ্রাদ্ধর কাজ, ওখানে মদ খাই গেলি, ভাইপোর নাচের সময় মদ খাই গেলি, পাছি নালিতে শোকতে শুধু মদ খাই গেলি, গন্ধতে পুরা ঘর বমকাইন দিলি, কিন্তু আজ টাকাটুকু কম পাইছিলি, শুধু 4 বোতল আজ কম খাইছিলি. That is also a reference to cha bottle vodka. He was the one who introduced me to Honey Singh.
At what age he died?
I think 33.
So he was pretty young.
Yeah, he was young. He died in 33 back in 2022, 2nd August. And I remember, like, I was in school. It was, I think, Asha ma'am's period or something, and they're like, oh, Anubhav, we need to go. And I knew. Oh, it's my...
মানে আগে থেকে সিরিয়াস ছিল না?
আগে থেকে সিরিয়াস ছিল, লাইক লাস্ট কিছু মাসে used to vomit only black. Like যাও বমি করতে only black, আর কিছু বেরোতো না. And yeah, there are a lot of things that I think will find a place in a song someday. That's why I'm not telling it, but yeah, like along the lines of me going to the police station with my grandfather to file a complaint for him, police coming to our house, and
against whom? Sadda?
That was such that's the original song he sampled Sundari Purulia from Life.
Okay, so then we like
So
against
that's
who?
Drunkle.
Like arrest warrant.
Oh, for uncle. Like my grandfather wanted him to get arrested because he was quite literally like it was domestic abuse.
He was married?
No, not married. And yeah, he tried to like attempts to murder, everything, like anything bad you can imagine he has done. But at the same time, I have grown up and I have started to forgive him. I'm like, okay, I kind of understand why you're doing it, but at the same time,
तो relation কেমন ছিল?
I am going through worse stuff, but I'm not doing this. My
So
relation with him, like when I was young, I was super close with him. He was like I've always, I told you, like I always had a senior, someone that I looked up to. So dad was always busy with work and stuff. He was pretty young, he did not have much work. So I used to be with him. I used to listen to songs with him. He had a home theater. যেটা হিমেশ রেশমের গান বাজতো and Honey Singh and a lot of songs like that. And I used to wear his clothes. I used to want to look like him, want to go out with friends like him.
Inspiration type.
He was kind of an inspiration, but as I grew up, I kind of got distanced as he was doing stuff against my mom, against my dad. And of course, my mother or dad did not want him to influence me to do the stuff that he does. But yeah, it happened somehow. But yeah, I wish he was there to see me grow because he would have loved it. He also like loved my rap. He was there for Vani, he was not there for first. He was there for Vani and he loved Vani. He also shared Vani and like he was one of my first subscribers. I think my first subscriber, it's still Abhin Chatterjee.
কি নাম ছিল?
Abhin Chatterjee.
Abhin Chatterjee.
Abhin Chatterjee. His nickname was Tuba. Tuba or Tubla. So yeah, that's Drunkle. A pretty heavy song.
Next we have
Hail Mary.
দুবার কলেজ।
Hail Mary, the track title is obviously a very direct reference to the song by Tupac. And the hook also is directly Oi Ganeri hooked. Ki come with me, run quick see. Come with me, run quick see. Do you wanna ride or die? La da da la 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 la. That was the whole hook. And in Tupac's song, it was very hard. Ki, come with me, run quick, see. Here, maybe do you wanna die? Do you wanna ride or die? But in mine, it was very mellow. It was kind of melancholic in a way. And whatever. Melancholic.
Melancholic.
Melancholic in a way. So, my mom's name is Mary. And
আসল নামটা তো এটা নয়।
Poshali. That's the real name. Her name is Mary because she was born on 24th December. That is why Mary Chile Jisu. And this song is basically whatever I want to tell my mom, but I couldn't tell her. And yeah, like having a son like me know that is tough. Look, ma, I made it, and I can never pay you back, but just know you are appreciated. This is also a line by Tupac. He says in Dear Mama. So yeah, it's basically the whole song is just about my mother. And there's a part where I changed the lyrics of his hook. Ki, Ma, won't you believe? For me, it was either ride or die. So in the originally said, do you want to ride or die? And this, for me, it was either ride or die. For me, it was either I will write and I will become a poet and I will pursue this as my career, or it was for me death. And I know I get high just to get by. Too much pride to ever apologize. I lie. But I know I'm not lying when I say I love you. And I say, গানের মধ্যে বলে দিই যা মুখে বলতে পারি না, হালত খারাপ তাও হাল ছাড়ি না, কারণ হারতে শিখাও নি তুমি, আমি হারতেই জানি না. and that's again like a tie up to first, and like I don't know how to lose because my ma never taught me that. And the soundscape of the song, it's very reminiscent of what Kanye did, very gospel like. It's something you could hear in a church almost. And there's also interpolation of J. Cole's apparently, I know I need to treat you better, wish you could live forever so we could spend more time together. I love you. So that's Hail Mary. And that is a good ending, and that is the ending in Spotify. And it is a pretty good way to end the song as end the mixtape as etar age ya to kichu like it's a good palate cleanser. It is a very mellow song which will like just calm you down, and this is the only song in the whole mixtape which I think you can also hear it in the voice. I was crying when I was recording it. Bas ek gaana this is the only song which could make me cry.
Eta cover art ki ache?
Etar cover art there's a picture of
Mary holding Jesus and also a picture of Kanye West and Donda West. And then we move to 16 years. 16 years da ekta call ache eta cut korbi.
16 years. Damn.
Hello. বল জিসুর বাড়িতে বল হ্যাঁ আরিয়া আছে তো পেরেন্টস আরে তোর পেরেন্টস তোর মা আর তোর বাবা টেনশনে আছে দিদিকে ফোন করলো দিদি আমাকে ফোন করলো
আবার তো বলে দে তো
বলে দে
একটা রেকর্ড করছি
দিদি জানে
বলে দে রেকর্ডিং এখন
আমি আজকে একটা বাড়িতে ফোন করে দে
আরে বলে দিতে বল না
দিদি গাল দিবে আমাকে তো বাড়িতে একটা ফোন করে
আরে তো বলে দিতে বল না
এই কথা বলি না
তো এয়ারফোনের নাম্বার নাই
আমার সুব্রতা নাম্বার আছে সুব্রতা নাম্বার
আরে আমার নম্বর মনে আছে
আচ্ছা ফোন করে বলে দাও
না আরে দিস ইজ লাইক
আবার বারবার ফোন করবে
আরে না বললে আবার চাপ দিবে
বারবার ফোন করবে
16 ইয়ার্স এর পর পোস্ট আর লম্বা যাবে এটা 45 মিনিট হতে
কাট করে এটা কাট লিলে
16 years
we are back to technical difficulties or whatever you can call it
মা বাবা ভাই
মা কল করেছিল यार ক্যামেরাম্যান আর মা কল করেছিল আর কিছু না বেশি অত লড়া আমার প্রফেশনাল ঠিক
হেল ম্যারি ডিসকাস করতে মায়ের কল এসেছে
হেল ম্যারি করলাম আর তারপরে মায়ের কল এলো ওকে
16 বছর
16 years so এই গানের কনসেপ্ট আগে আমার বুঝাতে হবে এই গানের কনসেপ্টটা হচ্ছে 16 years যখন আমি ট্র্যাক লিস্টটা মানে ইয়াটা করেছি মানে 16 years after I released the mixtape. So I was 17 when I released the mixtape, when I released this song. 17 থেকে 16 years, that is when I'm 33. And Jesus died at the age of 33. And তখন the plan is to drop the name Jisu and to be called Anubhav Chatterjee. আর তখন আমি এই গানটা আবার রি-রেকর্ড করবো, আর এই গানে আমি যে জিনিসগুলো বলেছি সব জিনিসগুলো আমি তখন ট্রু করার চেষ্টা
সেম লিরিক্স সেম বিট বাট তোর ভোকালস আলাদা মানে যেটা 16 বছরে করেছি ওইটাই আরো 33 তে করব
yeah so
that's crazy
so that is the concept behind the song and that is why it is called 16 years
মানে এই গানটা রি-রিলিজ হবে
হ্যাঁ মানে গানটা আবার রি-রিলিজ হতে কত টাইম লাগবে 16 years
16 ইয়ার্স তো অ্যালবামের নাম কি হবে তখন
এখনো আচ্ছা আমি ওটা পরে বলছি আমি কি মানে প্ল্যান করেছি
কি প্ল্যান করেছি
ফিউচার প্ল্যানস একটু পরে বলছি so we got 16 years এর থাম্বনেলটা বলে দিই it is মিস্টার মোরাল এন্ড দ্য বিগ স্টেপার্স টুরে কেন্ড্রিক পারফর্ম করছে ওইটার ফটোটা আর উপরে আছে চেট বেকার হচ্ছে একটা জ্যাজ মিউজিশিয়ান হি প্লেজ দ্য ট্রাম্পেট অ্যান্ড ওরই একটা গান আমি স্যাম্পল করেছিলাম পানিতে আর ওরই আরেকটা গান এটাতে আমি স্যাম্পল করেছি আর ওই স্যাম্পল ইস্যুজের জন্য এই গানটা স্পটিফাইতে নেই তো চেট বেকারের গল্পটা হচ্ছে কি ও মানে এমন ড্রাগ অ্যাবিউজ করতো কি লাস্টে গিয়ে ও ট্রাম্পেট আর বাজাতে পারলো না অ্যান্ড দেন হি জাম্পড ফ্রম আ হোটেল উইন্ডো অ্যান্ড হি ডাইড সো ইয়া দ্যাটস চেট বেকার তো লেটস গেট টু দ্য লিরিক্স কেন কি এটা আই থিঙ্ক ইজ ব্রেকডাউন বলতে তো অ্যাগেন এটা হচ্ছে রিটেন ফ্রম পার্সপেক্টিভ অফ 33-year-old জিসু
ওকে মানে ফিউচারটা কেমন হবে ওটা ভেবে নিয়ে
এটা ভিজুয়ালাইজ করছি
আচ্ছা
They used to run around the town, now I run the town. Had to switch to stadiums, arenas couldn't fit the crowd. Mastermind couldn't fit the crown. Switch the stones for thorns, really think I'm Jesus now. Man Bhuma music, a few billion viewed it. These studios, all these youngins using, all because the kid wanted to do this. Even when the camera's off, they want to shoot me. My life's like this, but lines like this, why my wife's face so gloomy. But it's okay, every night it's a new movie. Bulletproofing everything that I'm moving. Nowadays I just catch a groove and sip on a smooth blend. I'm done with the proving, but a brother still improving. Mone pode amar 103 days. Last month I was in the town just for 3 days. Money got dirty, but my tux the cleanest. Anyways, I own a few fields now. Tell me how the tea tastes. So many sleepless nights I had to go through. I could have only dreamt of selling out the O2. O2 is a stadium in London. যেটার ক্যাপাসিটি হচ্ছে 40,000. I want to sell out that. No spin cost a milli, it's a Machiavelli. Only regret, I only got half of my friends doing great. The other quarters resting in a grey, cell closed quarter, the rest resting in a grave. মানে আমার হাফ বন্ধুরাই ভালো করবে, বাকি হাফের মধ্যে হাফ হয়তো জেলে আছে নাহলে মরে গেছে. Safe to say, nowadays safes seem like a piggy bank. Been this way ever since that DD track. Okay, now.
Did it?
Okay, let's skip this line. Or ever since it's Man Bhuma and PG Lang. PG Lang হচ্ছে কেন্ড্রিকের label. PG Lang. So I want like কোনো label যদি আমি জীবনে sign করব, that is PG Lang. Met all the legends I looked up to. They passed the torch. Now I gotta run number 2 because আমি নামটা চেঞ্জ করে আবার মানে এটা আমার run number 2 আমার ক্যারিয়ার আবার প্রথম থেকে স্টার্ট হচ্ছে. Run number 2, this some shit you haven't seen. Jisoo crossed out.
Jesus
crossed out. Time for A challenge. 1 for my beats, 2 for my bars, 3 for the way I walk my way up to the family tree, 4 for all the supercars. AC, the wrists, AC frozen with the APs. OG and in OD just to give it all back to the P. The streets LOVE me. Critics then HOV'd me. HOV as in Jay-Z. মানে critics আমাকে Jay-Z'র মতন জায়গায় নিয়ে গেছে. Some wanna see me DEAD. Well, still got mob ties, come try and GET me. Like এখন আমার কাছে আমার তখনও অমনি mob ties থাকবে, তার থেকে বেশি থাকবে in fact. Well, in one life, I killed me before the debut tape released. In another, I was 19 with the steez, they found me in the streets deceased. This is reference to capital steez. In another, I got assassinated by the higher-ups. Like Triam. In another, they celebrated my death with fireworks.
So like portraying the multiverse of Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesusverse.
In another, I shot myself with a magnum. This is also like Triam. Suli mein I'll kick one of the policemen, take a gun off and pull it to myself and go bang. And also go bang, I say Cobain. Cobain. Kurt Cobain who killed himself with a gun. In one, I died on stage singing my anthems. Do I die at 33 like the guy with my name did? Or do I die way later? That's some lame shit. So I kind of think it's lame. I don't want to die young, but I kind of want to die young. But I think it's too late to die young.
Too late to die young?
Yeah, I think I've like passed that age. I think.
So you have lived the entire 20s and 30s of yours in just being like 18 বছরের মধ্যে সব
I've maxed out.
out.
Whatever. Leaving a legacy shit. Brown excellency, we love to see it. While there's still bloodshed in my country and it's still fuck all the mantris, my heartfelt condolences to everybody who lost their best friends. I stayed up all night. But like Kendrick said, we gonna be alright. Right? Now, what was the first line of Platform 1? যদি জানেন না তো জেনে লিস 72313 ये मेरा Genesis. The last line of the mixtape, the last line of the last track is এখনো যদি জানেন না তো কোনো করার নাই. Like if you don't know, like এখনো যদি জানিস না তো then I cannot help you because I'm done with the proving. What are you proving? I'm done proving myself.
Okay.
I'm done proving myself.
With all those questions you have.
Yeah, so এখনো যদি জানেন না তো কোনো করার না. So if you don't know me, it's good. Okay, I will not make an effort to make you know me because they know me by my first name basis in almost every nation. Anubhav Chatterjee, this is Revelation. And Revelation was the last book of the Bible.
Genesis was the first book of the
First
Bible.
book of the Bible. And with that, 723103 ends.
And so,
And yeah,
like,
this tape.
just tell me when the day like you told there was a time you were crying that এটা হচ্ছে না আর যখন সবকিছু হয়ে গেল so how did you celebrate it like কেরম এটা হলো like what were the emotions like যখন last song তো বানানো হয়ে গেছে all you just need to do is upload it on YouTube.
I remember আমি কিছু তো ফিল করেছিলাম, কিছু একটা ফিল আমি করেছিলাম. আমি এখানে এমনি করে বসেছিলাম, দুপুর টাইম হয়েছিল. আই স্টেড আপ অল নাইট, আমার সেদিন ঘুমাইনি. তো দুপুর অমনি ছিল. অ্যান্ড ফর আ মোমেন্ট আই ফেল্ট লাইক আই ওয়াজ ব্যাক ইন মাই টিনেজ ইয়ার্স, যখন আমি এটা নিয়ে ভাবছিলাম. ওইটা লাইক খুবই একটা সারিয়াল মোমেন্ট আমার জন্য ছিল. কিন্তু আমার মনে হচ্ছিল এখানে আমার দিদা রান্না করছে, এদিকে কিচেনটা আছে, ওখানে আমার দাদু ওই ঘরে টিভি দেখছে. আই ফেল্ট লাইক দ্যাট ফর আ সেকেন্ড, লাইক আই ওয়াজ টাইম ট্রাভেলিং অর সামথিং. অ্যান্ড দেন যখন বনে গেল আই ওয়াজ লাইক fuck, I did it. I was like 13-year-old Jisoo is proud of me, and that's all that matters. 13 বছরের ছেলেটা proud আছে, I'm happy with that. And I remember everyone who knows me, you did it, Sohaib did it, Sajda did it, a lot of my other friends did it. They put up stories that 7:23 p.m. at a premiere হবে. And আমি আইটি পার্কে ছিলাম যখন এটা প্রিমিয়ার হচ্ছে. And আমি সাজদাকে শোনালাম, সবাইদেরকে So where was I কি হ্যাঁ মিক্সটেপটা শেষ হওয়ার পর লাইক আমার মেইন থট ওইটাই ছিল কি ফাক আই ডিড ইট.
তো আইটি পার্কে ছিলিস তো অনেক আগে প্রি অ্যাক্সেস পাঠিয়েছিলিস গানের কি একটা গুগল ড্রাইভ লিংক
16 জনকে পাঠিয়েছিলাম.
হ্যাঁ আমি একটা ছিলাম, আমি পেয়েছিলাম.
আমার মনে নেই কে ছিল কিন্তু আমি 16 জনকে পাঠিয়েছিলাম. 16 জনকে আমি মিক্সটেপের প্রি অ্যাক্সেস পাঠিয়েছিলাম. অ্যান্ড দেয়ার আরও অনেক প্ল্যান ছিল টু উইথ দ্য মিক্সটেপ টু বি অনেস্ট,
বাট টাইম ছিল না. প্লাস মিক্সটেপের পরে আমি ভেবেছিলাম এগুলো করবো, কিন্তু পরে তারপরে আমার ওই ফাদার পাসেস হয়ে সো আমার ওটার জন্য আমি প্রমোশনেরও টাইম পাইনি. তো সেটার জন্য মিক্সটেপের আই থিঙ্ক এখনও এটা ডিজার্ভ, মানে যেই টাইপের লাভটা ডিজার্ভ করে ওটা পাচ্ছেন. অ্যান্ড দ্যাট ইজ ওয়াই আই এম ডুইং দিস, যেটা থেকে লোক একটু হলেও বেশি এটাকে অ্যাপ্রিসিয়েট করে. কিন্তু I know, I kind of know somewhere ki I'm aware ki loke eta bujhbe na. I'm aware ki amar town er audience ki amar country er audience eta jonno ready na. Kintu tera desi hip hop ko jo zarurat aur thoda aur. So I'm giving them what you need plus some more. So as you told, তো লাইফে লাইক সাজদার সাথে তুই বসেছিলিস, তো সাজদার কেমন রোল আছে লাইক ইউর র্যাপিং ক্যারিয়ার?
That's the basically if I'm Drake, he is Lil Wayne.
If you are Arjun, he is Dronacharya.
Ekdom. Like he has taught me a lot. I've taught him a lot. And কিছুদিন আগে একটা কোনো কথা হয়েছিল, like we were talking in metaphors and he told me কি মাল ক্রাশ করা হয়ে গেছে, রোল করা বাকি, বুম কিছুদিন পর হবে. So like it's in the terms কি he is making a song. ওনার একটা গান আসছে সাজদার, মাল ক্রাশ করা হয়ে গেছে, রোল করা বাকি, বুম কিছুদিন পর হয়ে যাবে. সো হি নোজ দ্য আইডিয়া, হি জাস্ট নিডস টু মেক দ্য সং অ্যান্ড দ্য সং উইল বুম ইন ডিউ টাইম. কিন্তু তারপরেও বলছে কি মালটা স্কোর করার জন্য যিশুর গাড়িতে করে গেছিলাম. তো মানে অতটা ওই আইডিয়াটা পাওয়ার জন্য লাইক আই ওয়াজ দ্য ভেহিকল. অ্যান্ড ওটা অনেক আগেও বলেছিল কি সাচ নামের কম্পিউটারে একটা ভাইরাস ঢুকে গেছিল, যেটা যিশু বলে অ্যান্টিভাইরাস বার করেছে. হি হ্যাজ টোল্ড মি দিস আগেও. তো সাজদারও ভয় প্রতিদিন এই গানগুলো বিড়ির ধোঁয়া এগুলো যখন শুনবি লাইক আফটার যিশু যতগুলো গান বেরিয়েছে ইউ উইল সি লাইক আ ভেরি বিগ কন্ট্রাস্ট কি in his music taste, in his consistency, and yeah, somewhere just after this mixtape, I felt like কিছু একটা ছেড়েলাম, কিছু একটা ছেড়েছি, কিছু একটা করেছি, and yeah, first mixtape like এটার আগে টাউনে কেউ এটা করেনি, টাউনে কি I believe ওয়েস্ট বেঙ্গলে করেছে বলে টাউনে কেউ করেনি, মানভূমটা একদম কেউই করেনি. It was me.
So এই মানভূমা লেভেলটা তো সাজদা স্টার্ট করেছে লাইক হি ওয়াজ দেয়ার কি আমি নিজের টাউনকে রিপ্রেজেন্ট করব মানভূমে র্যাপ করব
না এটা লেভেলটা স্টার্ট করেছি আমি আর সাজদা মিলেলি 17 জানুয়ারি 2023 তে
আচ্ছা
কিন্তু আইডিয়াটা সাজদার অনেক আগের থেকে ছিল কিন্তু সাইমultaneously আমার কিছু আইডিয়াটা ছিল তো এটা মানে দুজনে একসাথে ভেবেছিলাম কিন্তু ওটা ফ্রুটটা আমরা পেলাম 2023 থেকে অনেক কিছু ভাবার পর আমরা বললাম না লেটস জাস্ট স্টার্ট এ লেভেল So that's Manbhuma. Manbhuma is everyone. You are Manbhuma. Sogotoda is Manbhuma. Arya is Manbhuma. Manbhuma is not a label. It's a
concept.
Movement. Chuad Vidro. So Chuad Vidro, but rap music. That's Manbhuma.
Okay, so কোনো like collaboration আছে সাজদার সাথে?
আমি জানি না। সাজদার সাথে
কে কাকে অ্যাপ্রোচ করতে পারে সবথেকে আগে? তুই করবি?
আমি আগে অ্যাপ্রোচ করব and আমার নেক্সট প্রজেক্টের জন্য আমি অ্যাপ্রোচ করব
হ্যাঁ তো গোইং ব্যাক টু নেক্সট প্রজেক্ট নেক্সট প্রজেক্ট গুলো আমি লাইক জানা
টিউনস টু ড্যাশ টু
কয়টা গান থাকবে
I think 22
22
songs tunes to dash to ওটা কেন that will be another conversation
another podcast with Rahul
but tunes to dash to it will be guess how many rap songs will be in there 22 টা গান তো কতগুলো rap song থাকবে
22 টা
হ্যাঁ জিরো tunes to dash to will be R&B singing
seriously
yeah আমি weekend মনে যাচ্ছি
আরে বাপ
so that's tunes to dash
that's
to
a bomb arms drop
tunes to dash to
আরে ভাই
and তারপরে I have few more projects planned I have আমি ওই ছেলেটা
এগুলো সব অ্যালবাম
mixtapes
আছে
not a mixtape 7টা অ্যালবাম in total 16টা প্রজেক্ট
টেল ডেট কত মানে ফিক্স করা আছে ডেট
না কিছু কিছুগুলো ফিক্স করা আছে যেমন প্রথম অ্যালবামটা যখন আমি না মানভূম বলে একটা আমি অ্যালবাম ড্রপ করব মানভূম ওইটা থাকবে আমার মানে ম্যাগনাম ওপাস মানে ওইটার থেকে বেটার কোনো আমি কিছু বানাতে পারবো না আর ওইটার জন্য আমি পুলিটজার জিতবো ওইটার জন্য পদ্মভূষণ জিতবো যা ভারত রত্ন যা দিয়ার আছে আমাকে দিয়ে দেবে কেন কি it will be that great নমস্তে বলে একটা অ্যালবাম বানানোর আছে তো লাইক মিক্সটেপস হয়ে গেল আমার 72313 টিউনস টু ড্যাশ টু আমি ওই ছেলেটা for is jazz kirtan
yeah so being religious too
yeah monsoon prince 6 7 8 এই তিনটা আমার এখনো ঠিক নেই 9th will be Nayak will be my last mixtape and by Nayak I will be a Nayak. I will be as big as Uttam Kumar.
Acha.
But then I will go international. My first debut album and naam hobe Namaste. And Namaste por ami jani na ki korbo but there will be a trilogy Anubhav, Chatterjee and Jisoo. তিনটা album.
Total কটা mixtape?
7টা album not a mixtape.
কত হলো? 16 টা তারপর তোর র্যাপিং ক্যারিয়ার এন্ড যদি বেঁচে থাকিস তো
না এটা আগে পিছনে মানে এটা হচ্ছে মেইন তো
র্যাপ সিঙ্গলস তো আসতে থাকবে মানে ফার্স্ট টাইম
আসতে থাকবে ইপিস আসতে থাকবে এদিকে ইধার উধার এমনি কিন্তু এটা হচ্ছে মেইন মানে আমার মেইন স্টোরি লাইন এটা সাইড কোয়েস্ট অনেকগুলো ইধার উধার আসতে থাকবে
ফিলার্স
এবার আমি যদি বলি ট্রেক কি একটা বানাবো আমাকে না বলবো এখন বললো ফোন করলো কানিয়াদা বলবে একটা ছোট একটা
ইজি পড়
একটা গ্রাজুয়েশন টু বানালে কেমন আমি ওকে ঠিক আছে বানাই নেবো আমি আর তখন কেউ তো দেখবো কি না স্টোরি লাইন না এটার পর আমাকে এটা ড্রপ করতে তখন আমি এটা করবো বাট দিস ইজ দ্য
কেন্ড্রিক মামা
মেইন 16 Kendrick था मैं
তুই বলিস
but yeah I'm happy with where I am Kendrick যেমন Kendrick এর baby Kim আছে আমি একটা baby Kim পেয়ে গেছি I'm happy with that
Okay.
shout out Acid
হ্যাঁ
my brother Acid is
Acid
doing
acid
good.
আমি নেক্সট অ্যাসিডই বলতাম
Acid is doing good
No, I
guidance
want to know more about acid. Like,
Acid
doing good টা চলবে না। এমনি কিছু কর কি এটা শোনার পর অ্যাসিড ওভার কনফিডেন্ট হয়ে যাবে ফুলে যায়। আর তারপর তুই ওটাকে হালকা কমাস কি না আমি সেটা বললাম শুধু পডকাস্টে বলার জন্য বললাম লাইক এমনি কিছু একটা বল অ্যাসিড হয়ে যাবে।
Acid yeah চার্জ জোরে বল চার্জ কত আছে
চার্জ আর হয়ে যাবে শেষ দিলে না
yeah it will be
চার্জ কমা হয়ে যাবে ক্লে অ্যাসিড
16%
যদি সুইচ অফ হয়ে যায় তাহলে এর রেকর্ডিংটা থাকবে না
থাকবে
থেকে যাবে মনে হয়
ঠিক আছে
রাইট সে বাবা দেখি
চেক কর না চেক কর চার্জ কত আছে চেক কর এটা এই পাতা রাখবো কাট করবো না
কাটাই গেল
সেভ হয়েছে না
না
ইম্পসিবল সেভ হয়েছে
না
হয়েছে
না
ফুল
না 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 সেভ হয়নি
আমি
মা কসম সেভ হয়নি
আমি ওটা বলি না
মা কসম সেভ হয়নি মা কসম সেভ হয়নি
সে হয় না
দাঁড়া
হয়েছে
চাপ নেই এটা শুধু অর্ডার দিই
7:35 PM हाँ से
হয়ে গেছে কত স্যার
7:35
35
8% चल रही
ও পাঁচের মধ্যে শেষ
চল
है अभी कौन नया
বেশি কোন না এটা অ্যাসিড অ্যাসেস
so then
অ্যাসিড
we're talking about acid
চার্জ নাই ভাই
one নামটা লিয়ার পরে এমনি কেস হয়ে গেল ছেলেটা রিমাইন্ডস মি অফ আ ইয়াং জিসু আমি
ইয়াং জিসু wasn't egoistic maybe he was
আমাকে বলতে দে
okay
ইয়াং জিসু ডিড নট হ্যাভ অ্যান ওল্ড জিসু
uh,
ঠিক আছে তো আই ডোন্ট থিঙ্ক হি ইজ ইগোইস্টিক আই থিঙ্ক হি ইজ ট্রমাটাইজড আই থিঙ্ক ওর এখন যেটা করছে আই উইল লেট হিম ডু দ্যাট I want him to learn everything by himself, but I will be there to guide him at every step, and he will always have my home as a safe place for him to record. But I think at one point we will lose contact, we will lose touch with each other, and that is the time when he will grow. And that is the moment when he will actually realize things about himself. Ki, oh, I am this way because of this. And he will work on himself, and music will no longer be a way for him to escape, but it will be his cure, it will be his therapy. That is what is my prediction for Acid. But from where he is right now, I'm sorry আমি ওর বিটটা এখনো বানাইনি অ্যাসিডিটির but he has his boards, and I remember আমার boards এর সময়ও like I was this hungry as hungry as him, but yeah, he just needs to listen to. This is the third time we are recording this. Acid নিয়ে আমরা আটকে আছি মানে ছেলেটা এমন ছিল আটকায় this is the thing
আটকায় লাইক ভোকাল সব
he stutters আর ও আটকাবে কিন্তু like this podcast to আগাতে থাকবে. That is my prediction with him. Now while we are on Acid, let's also talk about
রিজু
we need to talk about Fex, the artist formerly known as Fex, Riju PRL. And the thing I love most about them both is they both boost my ego, because dujonai, like, from the way they talk, the way they write their bios, the way they put up their stories,
highly copied inspired
highly inspired by
highly
me.
inspired
And imitation is flattery, so I love it. And you also are part of Halka Kore. That's duo between you and Riju. Oh shit! Okay, this is a big reference, right? No, so okay.
sorry bhai I had to do it
But yeah, 723 তে এদের দুজনের কোনো মেনশন নেই বিকজ obviously they were not in my life back then, but post 723 they have come into my life and I'm so happy because this is what I dreamed of, seeing new kids getting inspired by me. That is something which means the world to me because that is the goal, to inspire more people. These studios, all this young infusing, all because the kid wanted to do this. That's the thing. Now.
No, sir.
So, আর কিছু?
আর কিছু তো না। তুই বল আগে নিজে কি কমপ্লিটটা কর, আমি শুনতে চাই।
I'm there with that. বাস আর আমি কিছু বলতে চাই না. Both of them are very talented writers. They both need to work on their confidence. And they both need to experience life. That's the shit. You need to anubhav to become Jigsaw.
Dude.
Right?
Pause it.
Huh?
Boss তো কিছু রাতুলের নিয়ে বল। Okay.
Ratul, like the one of the most the wittiest guy I've ever known. He is interviewing him today. So, Ratul, he, again, same thing as Riju and Acid. All of you just lack that one thing, and that is confidence, and it's not your fault. Because আমি জগৎ থেকে মানে বাইরে আছি আর আমি যাদের সাথে ঘুরছি, that has obviously affected me as a person. And again, I've matured not off of age, but off of experience, off of pain. So I'm glad that you all haven't seen as much as I have. But again, you have seen maybe worse stuff. Right? You have definitely seen a lot of stuff. Jiblami dekhini and thank God I'm dekhini. So it's just আমি ওইগুলোকে আমার প্লাস পয়েন্ট বানিয়ে নিয়ে ওইগুলোতে মেডিটেট করে নিয়ে I've built my personality like that. And তোরা কিছু না কিছু হলেও you have used other coping mechanisms like acider জন্য, that is whether it's like being too violent or being like this wannabe gangster type shit. Riju's জন্য maybe that is just being isolated or always acting like a kid. Like he does not act his age. He seems way younger than what he is. And for you it may be like humor, using humor as a coping mechanism. But I can psychoanalyze all of you every day, all day, but what I think will help you all the most is just to live life. Jay-Z said this in his song, my only advice is don't be too nice to people. Just live your life and just set the price, my brother. So that's the thing, live your life, set the price, that's all. You don't need anything else in life. And always have a connection with God. That's my advice. Very diplomatic, very grey, but that's the advice. And with that, we are finally ending this conversation.
তো কি নাচবে পুরি প্লেলিস্টে আর নেক্সট স্টেপটা tunes to
dash to.
ঠিক আছে, ওটা ডিসাইফারও থাকবো, আমি থাকবো।
He'll be there. And I am pretty sure ki even I don't know how much time it has been. I think close to 3 hours. Close to 3 hours, but even these 3 hours are not enough to summarize something I've made in the course of 16 years. So there's a lot of things I've missed out on, and before I wanted to do this, I had a talk with Vasudev, I had a talk with some of my other friends, and they're all like, let it be. Make it open for interpretation. And I love that. But at the same time, I think it's important to sometimes spoon feed the audience. At least spoon feed, like, ওই না বাচ্চাদেরকে কিছু কোনো খেতে যে খাচ্ছে না একটু মুখে জোর করে খাইয়ে দিলি, then he realizes, oh, এটা ভালো ঠিক আছে, তারপর নিজে খেলো। So I think that's the case with the audience I have in the town right now. But yeah, before we end this, a few shout out, Subhayu sir, amazing guy, always been a great supporter. Shout out Ratu, amazing guy, and always has like নিজের থেকে একটা যে উত্তেজনা থাকে কি না ভাই আমি একে ইম্পর্টেন্স দেবো, আমি এর লাইন্সগুলোকে অ্যাকচুয়ালি ডিসাইফার করবো, হি ইজ ওয়ার্দি. So for making me feel worthy, Ratul has a big hand in that. Shout out Titi. Titi was in my first music video and that girl is going places, man. So shout out Titi. Shout out all my brothers and Obro, Deep, Rupam, Tanzil, Kamran, Fazan, everyone who has been a part of this journey. Shout out to my family. Shout out to my ma, Baba, Bhavani Dadu, everyone else. Like it wouldn't have been possible without you all. And I also think, yeah, shout out Atrija. Yeah.
For real.
Like whatever happened, it happened, but
He is here.
yeah, but yeah, we've been here. The memories we've made here, like amazing shit. And yeah, like mixtape at time, I'll be real. She was there for me, and she was obviously a good mental support, always reminding me of who I was. And yeah, after this, like stuff got downhill, but till the point of the mixtape, things were relatively good. So shout out to Adrija, shout out Ree, and shout out Pada Jotogula Chela Ajamar, who don't understand hip hop, who don't understand the culture, but the people who would still be like, "Arey bhai, to heavy lage chilo bhai, D-Salah bhai heavy lage chilo, hone ke tumhari bhi heavy lage chilo." এখন like সুবোধ দোকানে গেলে they're like, "ভাই তোর গানটা বাজে." So that's something which like that's my happiness. And that is something I have an endless supply of. And last but not the least, like this sounds like a vote of thanks which you just but this is not like blueprint, ওটার জন্য বলছি না, but God, man, like yeah, it would have been impossible if I did not have God's blessings. And as I said, prothome, the universe ghost wrote this mixtape for me. So thank you, and I have been sent on this earth with a gift, with a message, with 2 legs, arm, leg, arm, head, Allah. I've been sent with that, and I just want to make the best use of it, and it would be a crime for me to not use my creativity. So I will keep pursuing that and keep making art in different platforms, in different languages, in different genres, in different mindsets for different people. And it will be different, but one thing's for sure, that it will be me, it will be Jisoo, it will be Anubhav Chatterjee. And with that, let's just hope the best, and happy Diwali, happy Kali Puja. This amazing coincidence that 1st November is also Diwali this year, and that just further proves how I am God's favorite child. So yeah, before you get to the father, you gotta honor me first, bitch. And
Sure.
for that, wait, 7, 2, 3, 1, 0, 3. Jodi janin na to Genesis.
Jisoo,
7, 2, 3, 1, 3.
ये मेरा Genesis. একবার বন্ধ হচ্ছে না।
ওইটা দেখতাম।
Jai Hind!
Let's go right.
Okay, that's the
Finally.
like behind the scene. এরকম
Yes, sir.
I am my brother. All
Let's go.
Sounds represent.
Bye.
So, amazing guy. You'll see more of him.